Salute, bro. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Hey, what's up, bro? How you doing?
All right, I'm in like in a new apartment, so hopefully the internet's good here in a new city in Brazil right now. I'm in the city called Vila Vela. But what's going on, bro? I seen your posts. You've been coming up to the government pretty hard lately, bro.
Yeah, just people got to be accountable for what they're supposed to be accountable for. So no one else is saying it. So there's enough people saying all the other stuff, right? So that's why I say that.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you. I'm gonna give you your flowers, man, because I know you have a family over there and you've been there for a few years now. Like, you're not afraid, like they'll come after you, like try to deport you or give you like a hard time.
Yeah, I mean they might actually. So that's the thing. But I mean, fuck. If I mean, it's a few things like, bro, if they deport me, where are they going to send me? To the United States? Fuck. I mean, I got a Benz, a house, I got all kinds of shit waiting for me there. So, I mean, if that's the case, so, but then apart from that, like, if no one says anything and people just walk into, um, something that's going to ultimately cost them their life, then, that's, shame on me. What is it, like the MLK saying, right? Like, when good men do nothing or something along those lines, right? Like evil wins, something like that. So yeah, someone's got to be saying something. So yeah, but yeah, it does go through my mind. Even my wife right now, she's been worried about it, because she's from here. She's been her whole life. She knows how things go here even more than I do, right? So she's actually been trying to get me to kind of maybe just not say anything.
Yeah, yeah, but that's how women are. They have to worry about the family, sometimes. Um, I was gonna say, like, I saw you on Capos live. I was on, actually, it was, I forget the guy's name, but I was on the panel too. But man, they did him really dirty. What happened to him? But did you see what like I think the immigration director, one of the supervisors there, like DM'd him like recently, like 2 days ago. I'm like, what? Who does that? How is that even like considered even professional at any point? Like, I'm looking at their Instagram account, and it seems like a little 15-year-old kid is running it. Sometimes you just see the dumb shit that they're posting, and just like it's hard to believe that this is a government website, or run by the government official.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's part of the problem, right? Is the people that are supposed to be accountable to and making decisions and doing certain things around here. I mean, appear to be fucking the problem at times, right? Like,
But I mean, who does he posted on his IG, like it's like the girl that signed off his paperwork for him to get deported, and I think she told him that she was gonna take him to court and sue him and press criminal charges. I'm like, how are you gonna sue this dude? Like, it just like I kind of feel like the people there have been like, I don't know, like brainwashed almost, like to like been taught like, yeah, these guys are like ruining the city type, and I think it comes from the mayor, and it trickles down all the way down. That's my personal opinion. I think it's
yeah,
coming from the mayor and it's going all the way down.
yeah. I mean, the mayor is some of the stuff that maybe is going on right now, but I mean, some of this mindset stuff here is generational, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like blaming other people and not taking accountability. Fuck, even just it being okay and just accepting people are criminals, right? Like that, you're talking about a cultural issue that's decades deep, right?
Yeah,
So
I've been talking to people a lot because I used to. I told people like I think Medellin might turn into a Tulum, and some people give me the counter argument like, oh, it's a small town in a big city, but I'm like, well, I bring up also as a Mexican, I'm like, well, I bring up Acapulco. Acapulco used to be a very popular tourist destination for about 3 decades, and look at it now. I don't know anybody that's going to Acapulco. Crime rose, insecurity issues, police corruption, and people just stop going and they choose different destinations. And so I
yeah,
think the same thing could happen to Medellin. And we're talking
yeah,
about Acapulco, a city that had a beach and had everything.
yeah. I
And
mean,
and it just it's one of those places where a lot of people don't know about it. But me as a Mexican, I know that it was popular in the '80s, '90s, and even early 2000s, and it just died off because of the crime.
yeah. I mean, well, the playbook for ruining a spot is pretty much the same. Like me personally, yes, I went to Tulum when everyone was bragging about it. I think Tulum's shit anyway. But I mean,
I went there 10 years ago when it was a nothing, like 2015, 16. There was nothing. It still had a magical touch to it because, like, all the cenotes, the beach. But now it's just like they're trying to turn it into like a mini Dubai, and it's just like it killed it, man.
yeah, I went in 2020 during COVID and stuff where it was still like this popular spot. But I just, when I go to the Caribbean, I like to see like really nice water. And I was staying right on the beach, like open the door. Like I had a villa literally on the beach, literally walk out the door and we're on the beach. But like the private beach where all uh, the resorts are, the water is nice on the public beach, right? But it's just like, man, Cancun's beaches are just so much better than going to Tulum. The thing that got me in Tulum is all the fucking mosquitoes, bro. I cannot even exaggerate how bad I got destroyed by mosquitoes. It wasn't even funny. Like I was literally miserable. Like, it was really, really bad, dude. Like they just fucking annihilated me, man. And then they want you to have this bullshit eco-friendly fucking bug spray that doesn't even fucking work. So I was just getting crushed by mosquitoes, so it was just miserable. The
Yeah,
beaches
man.
are great. There's not a lot to do. I'm getting attacked by fucking mosquitoes. Like,
Yeah.
I could just stay in Cancun. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so But it was what it was. I mean, all the little ravers and stuff liked it, so they made it a thing, like the vegans and the ravers and stuff. But yeah, but it's the greed, man. The cops strong arming people. They start to build new real estate there, and there's shady deals going on. It's just all the corruption and shit. It's just and then what's killed part of Mexico has been the seagrass, man. Right?
Yeah,
All
just like also, yeah, that's why I tell people like really you only got like a good 4 months. You got December, January, February, March, and actually I saw a video right now of fly that garment got destroyed like yesterday or something like that on my Instagram feed. I was watching like, damn, and so that kills the tourism because nobody wants to go to a shitty ass beach with seaweed, man. So yeah,
Yeah, no, I was in Playa in November. I was there for a month, and um, yeah, it's just that there it wasn't as bad, but man, there was a shitload. Like it will come in. They have barriers and stuff out in the ocean trying to block it, but yeah, when you take the corruption, all the stuff that's going on, and then all of a sudden, man, the one good thing that they had still is just like, hey, just the beaches are amazing. Then you come in and you stack that seaweed on top of it, man. That's a recipe for people just going somewhere else.
yeah, facts, man. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I agree, man. I think did you hear that Cartagena's gonna open like a red light district?
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's what and when I say they should be doing it, I say should because they're not going to make the prostitution illegal. So they got to do something. And the thing that makes the most amount of sense is to regulate it properly to try to keep people safe. So it's creating red light districts. So Cartagena's doing it, and I would imagine if they get it to function properly, that Medellin probably won't be far behind.
Thanks for the $5 super chat. Ross Bailey says, "Shout out to Robert." Yeah,
What's going
salute.
on?
So man, I think yeah, man, I give you your flowers because I think you're coming after like the people there. It's just like I've been saying this for like 3 years. I think from 2023 when I did my first live actually here on YouTube, I was just like, man, we're not really that like the Medellin. Like, I think I got a lot of pushback back then, and I got kicked out of WhatsApp groups. I've had people tell me, oh, I'm just a hater. And then like 2 years later now, like it's coming down on everybody. It's just like, oh, look, he was right about what he said. But I just felt it like, I was just, yeah, you could just feel it like when I was living there in 2022. Well, I've been going there for 7 years, but when I was there the longest, 6 months, that's when I just kind of felt it. I was like, man, you could just feel like the people turning their back on us. And it just came crashing this year and last year as well. I think it's just going to get worse. I don't see it getting better. And I think when Venezuela finally opens up towards like Americans, when they get rid of the visa, which is pretty easy now to get. My friend got his visa in 2 days approved. All you got to do now on the website is upload your passport, a picture of yourself, itinerary of your flight, the visa document you got to sign, and I think a hotel reservation, and that's it. So, and you don't have to pay no fee or nothing like that. So they made it pretty easy. So I'm on the WhatsApp group, and people are getting approved like every week, and some people are not. But I think finally, when they get rid of that visa stuff and people start going over there, I think it's
Yeah.
going to kill the tourism and Colombia eventually. Not right away, but it's gradually going to take like those people away because a lot of people don't want to go through that shit. Like Medellin is having people just like not want to go over there no more because of what they're doing at the airports, like turning people away because they got condoms in their luggage is the most ridiculous thing I ever heard of in my life, man. So I
Yeah.
think they're doing a really good job of killing tourism in Medellin. Maybe not the other cities, but Medellin for sure it is.
Look, this is the White House. This is on what the White House, United States, fucking White House, Facebook today. Blurs it out and shit, but it's literally a plane flying into Venezuela.
I've been telling people right now, I'm like, look, if Venezuela could get it together and they can make it safe for foreigners, I think they can because I think the first couple of years they're going to depend heavily on tourism. I could be wrong, but I think if they can make it safe for foreigners or tourism, and they open up a red light district somewhere in Caracas, because I know they will, I think it's over for Medellin. That's my personal opinion. I just don't see. I see people like, why am I going to go through the risk of going through their security at Medellin and get turned away and lose my deposit on my Airbnb, lose my flight, lose my vacation when I could just go to Venezuela and have the same fun? And it's just so I think Medellin's going to lose a lot of its tourism if it keeps it up. Now I know Capo said they're doing it for the election year, but I think they've been doing it already for like a year and a half. So I don't think they're going to slow it down. I think
Yeah,
the mayor.
It's hard to tell, but look, if the White House is actively promoting people going to Venezuela, I mean, it's for a reason. So I mean, the White House isn't going to try to, I would imagine, send people into like a danger zone, right? So that there's something going on behind the scenes where the U.S. government feels good enough about the direction it's going that it fucking posted on Facebook on the White House's page, man. Like, off to Venezuela, let's go. So, I mean,
Yeah, I've been talking to a lot of Venezuelans. I don't know you talk to them, but they're pretty happy about this because they feel like the tourism is going to help their country. A lot of them want to go back too. Like I said, like not only is it going to kill tourism, but even the guys that are mongering in Medellin, those Venezuelan girls that are selling themselves, they're going to go right back to the homeland. Like, why are they going to pay expensive rent in Colombia when they could just go back home in Caracas? And so you're going to have a mass exodus, I feel like, of Venezuelans going back, especially working girls. You're going to see them coming from Medellin, Cartagena, Panama, Costa Rica, Dubai, etc., etc. So you're going to have a mass exodus also of sex workers that are going to go right back to Venezuela in the home backyard. It's gonna kill Colombia. It really is, man. Once that mass exodus happens of just not just of tourists and just locals as well, I don't know. I don't know what Medellin's gonna do, man. I know Cartagena depends heavily on tourism, but Medellin's like I know for a fact that 10 years ago it was just a destination for backpackers and hostels, and those are the people that were going there mostly. But now it's just like you got all kinds of tourists there. But I think now they're doing like a horrible job of just keeping people away.
yeah.
I was going to ask you, where do you think the direction of Medellin is going to be in the next 5 years? Do you think it's going to end up dying out? Do you think things are going to get cheaper because people are going to stop going?
Man, it's hard to tell. And first, real quick, I'm trying to get in the chat. I see guys asking questions or whatnot, but it keeps blocking my YouTube for whatever reason. So I'll make sure I see like Jay King asking like, do I call myself a gringo or a resident in Medellin? Well, kind of both. Like I'm a resident gringo in Medellin, really. So but where I see it going in 5 years really is up to Medellin itself, man, because it is an amazing city. Okay. There is opportunity. I don't think the partying and that the nightlife part of it is going to be able to keep up. I think, there'll be able to be a part of that just always exists, but it can't be built around that. Right. And I don't think Medellin wants to be built around that. See, what a lot of people don't realize is that there are a lot of business owners here in Medellin, myself being one of them. Okay. And there's a lot of very successful business owners here in Medellin. Right. I won't go dropping everybody's name and whatnot, but there's actually a pretty big mastermind here, group of business owners, right, that do, 8-9 figure type of revenue. Okay. That, you do not ever see in any of the content here, partying. They don't bring any kind of negative attention to themselves, things like that. That I believe that the city wants more people like that, right? And the only way to get that is you have to get rid of this black eye that it has right now, and ultimately they're going to start to crack down on it. But I think Medellin wants to be a hot spot more for like digital nomads, right? Medical tourism, the people that want to come for the culture. I think they want to be able to see the passport part go down, and the digital nomads, like the business owners and whatnot, increase because they could bring serious value to the city. Even myself right now, I'm in the process, right, of opening a barbershop here. I'm working with a couple of locals here on some spa deals, right? Like guys that own businesses, entrepreneurs that can really bring value to the city. I believe the city wants, but it will be up to the city to navigate through what it's going through right now to ultimately get there. So there is going to be change, and it really just kind of falls into Medellin's hands in terms of what it ends up looking like.
Yeah, I think, like I said, there's several factors. Like right now, we're just playing the guessing game, but I know for sure, like I said, if Venezuela gets it safe, shit together and makes it a little bit safe, and now they open a red light district, I think Venezuela is going to be so desperate for money that I think that crowd's going to just go over there, and so I think it might make things better for Medellin. It might make the rent cheaper, but I don't know. A lot of people have been telling me too, like the Colombian veterans saying like this is going to become dangerous because less money brings more crime, and I agree with that. I say like if I think they're already losing millions. I think a lot of people have stopped going. I'm seeing. I saw Homies Hub talked about it. He said some of his friends have stopped. I was supposed to go to Colombia this month. I canceled. I extended my trip over here in Brazil. The World Cup starts next month. actually in Mexico. So I'm like, I'm good. I'm gonna just stay in Mexico for a few months. I'm working on my citizenship over there, anyways. So I got to go back over there. But yeah, I know a few people that have canceled their Colombian trip personally, and I'm seeing other people talk about it as well. So I mean, I don't know what the number would be, but I'm pretty sure that the city is already starting to feel it. Like I said, it's going to take a while. It's going to take a while, but I mean, I mean, I saw this happen also in Miami because I went to I went to University in Miami, and like I saw the city do stuff so they could get rid of that ghetto crowd, and it worked for a while. But I think Medellin is different though. Medellin has the girls, the red light district, so it's kind of hard to get rid of some of those dudes. Like some guys are so desperate back home, and so they just don't care. And so
Yeah.
I don't know what's gonna happen.
But they don't have the red light district. That's the problem. Right now, the spot that everyone goes to is Yerres Park. Look,
Yeah, yeah,
I don't really hang out. I don't live in Poblado. I don't really hang out that much in Poblado. Like I go to dance classes. I have to pop over there a couple times here and there. So, but the park, man, is locked down, guys. I mean, you can go there, but they got barricades all over, so they're like directing the flow of traffic, which way cars can and can't move. Okay, they got barriers set up. There's fucking cops everywhere. There's city officials everywhere, right? They're stopping and searching girls. And me as a guy, right? If I'm going and I'm hanging out, and look, at one point when I moved here, right, I was single, right? I'll tell guys, look, when I first moved here in 2024, I was single. I was on the back end of a divorce. Man, I fucking, my business was blowing up. I had a lot of money. I was kind of depressed. I had a penthouse. I was out partying my ass off too, right? Right? And living like a lot of the guys here, minus I wasn't posting about that shit, right? I was fucking, flying under the radar, which, I would encourage people to do, right? Like, just kind of doing my thing. But, man, if I was in that stage and I was out of the park the way that it is right now, I would not want to be there, right? Like it happened like towards the end before I ended up getting with my wife. Like I was down at the park one day and I'm minding my own business. Like I'll wear headphones so people would just basically leave me alone, right? Like I'm not trying to a million different people. If I want to talk to someone, I'll go to them. I'll pull out my headphones and I'm just standing there, right? And these girls, they came and they tried to talk to me, and right, I basically shooed them away, right? And I had my headphones in, and this guy comes up to me, a city official, and tries to start sweating me, man. And I'm like, bro, leave me the fuck alone. Like I already told them to go away. I have my headphones in. I don't need you bother me. Like I can handle my own business, right? And this guy gets all fucking bent. And bro, they had me in a police tent, right? This guy was all pissed off trying to say that I was trying to incite violence. And I'm like, bro, leave me the fuck alone, right?
It's funny because you need to leave the white guys alone. That's crazy that they would message you, man.
Yeah, so bro, they made me stand in this tent for probably like, I don't know, like an hour, just wasting my time, and then trying to make it sound like I was really lucky that they're letting me go away, this, that, and the other. And it's like, dude, I wasn't even doing anything. Right now, it's far from inciting violence. I literally told the people to leave me alone, and then your guy's coming and sweating me, right? And I'm asking him to leave me alone, and this guy just keeps coming at me when I'm just standing there minding my own business. That was probably one of the last times I was even at the park, and that was over a year ago. So I can't even imagine, right? Because when I see the tents, bro, they'll park big ass police trucks down there. The cops are everywhere, dude. I couldn't imagine what it is right now trying to walk around there and just hang out, man. Like just people are fucking gonna be sweating.
Yeah, I mean, I stopped going out there like years ago. Like I go to a dive bar that was there, but actually they closed down. It's called Chupitos, right there by the park. But I stopped going in 2022 because I used to hang out with a group of like older guys, travelers and stuff, like in their 40s and 50s. But those guys don't go to Medellin anymore. All 5 of them left. They're like in Asia right now. And they don't want to come back. Like I feel like everybody I know that I used to hang out with that was there living in Colombia, they don't want nothing to do with the country. They just felt like it's off. They don't want nothing to do with it, and they just left. They're in either the Philippines, Thailand, or Vietnam. But all the guys that I personally knew, the older veterans, I'm talking about older crowd, they're gone. They don't want to come back anymore.
Yeah, I've heard Vietnam is amazing. Jay King, I met my wife not at the park. I did meet her out in Dulcinea, dancing out at just hanging out in Laureles, actually. So that's how I met her.
Yeah, I saw you say that you do classes, bro. I did the classes one time, and that's why I've been telling people like you only want to meet like a good looking girl. Go to the salsa classes. You see some really beautiful girls there, and you could get numbers easily, man. So just
Yeah. there's
Tricks of
locals.
the trade, man. Tricks of the trade.
Yeah, the dance classes are cool in the sense that, hey, I mean, I like to learn how to dance because I like to dance, but I suck at it, so that's why I take classes. But when you go to the classes, it's like a mix of locals, and
Yeah.
it's a mix of just like foreigners. So it's one of those. It's one of the few spots in the city where it kind of brings both worlds together, and everyone's kind of hanging out, just doing the same thing. So it's pretty cool in that sense. So yeah, I typically go there to dance free is where I like to go, salsa and bachata. So
Yeah, man. I think that's one of the places. I did yoga too with one of my friends, man. But I was like, man, dude, I just yoga was just too much for me. I was like waking up sore the next day. I was like, man, I'm good, man. I just it wasn't my thing. He did it for his therapy, man. But I tried to do it like twice with him. I was like, after the seconds, I was like, oh, I can't do this, bro. I'm good, man. But you see some beautiful women over there, like, and he met a nice girl that was there. Actually, the girl that was in charge of the yoga, she was like a business girl. Like, she owns her own coffee shop, her own car, and he just minded. He's like a quiet guy, but he got her number. I don't think he ever went out with her because he was leaving within a month. But I mean, him without even trying was just not speaking no Spanish. He had a beautiful girl after him, but he did it the right way, just like doing basic stuff that most guys that go to Medellin never do. Like, guys don't take salsa classes or boxing classes, or they join a group of like rollerbladers or like bicycles or stuff like that, where you can actually meet people and meet acquaintances. Because I know this, like in Colombia, there's like social circles, so it's all about people introducing you to friends, and so that's how you do it in Medellin, especially because if you just go over there and you just stay at the park, then you're not really gonna meet good people. I mean, a lot of the people at the park, for me, my personal opinion, like when I first went there, I met some good, decent, solid veterans, travelers, but now I'm seeing like the same hoodlums I used to see in Miami, so I'm kind of like I'm good on that, man.
yeah, I haven't been in the park in quite some time.
Yeah,
So
yeah, same here.
just when
That's
I go by and around the area, because sometimes I'll go to like Hooters and watch football and stuff. So I'll go relatively like around the park, just not in it. Like I haven't been in the club, stuff like that. And it's just a different vibe than it was even just a couple years ago. So they are really cracking down on it. So even regardless of what's going on in terms of cracking down on guys getting drugged and whatnot, the energy here is different from that type of party perspective anyway. So you can find, if that's what you're looking for, you can find a better spot than this right now.
Yeah, I mean, I think also I tell people like, man, like if you want to date, don't. I mean, I would say go somewhere else. I think like most women that are like that have their shit together in Medellin, like I'm talking about Stratus 3 and above, like the women that are like professionals, like we're seen as an embarrassment now. I've been saying that for a long time now. Like even if they do want to date you, they might be like kind of like tempted not to do it because like it's an embarrassment from her for their family and stuff like that. I had a Colombian guest here like about a few weeks ago. She's studying. She's pre-med actually right now. She's almost done with her trials, but like somebody asked her a question like like how's the dating scene, and like then I brought it up. It's like, don't you think it's an embarrassment to go out with a gringo? She said, yeah, like I have like a bad reputation, but she doesn't even live in Colombia no more. She's going to med school in Argentina or whatever. But even she brought it up, like yeah, that reputation is there. So even if you try to go with a girl that's like that's upper class, like it's really hard to get into. Like I said, unless you're in that part of that social circle, somebody introduces you, but like, hey, this is my friend Robert or Ulysses or Mike, whatever. He's a solid guy. He's been here for 6 months, and then it's really difficult. I think the dating scene in Medellin is like, oh, it's hard now because of the reputation we have.
Yeah, it's hard, but I mean, on the other side of it, a lot of the women here aren't looking for it anyway, man. There's too much of a financial incentive not to. So it's difficult, right? The You have one group of women that is making money doing their thing. Then you have the women that are outside of that, right? That are very traditional, right? Where you trying to, A, if you can't speak Spanish with them, you're already beat, and B, like they're already going to be very hesitant to even engage with you because of the perception that
Yeah, you have to prove yourself. You have to prove yourself. Like I think that's what my friend got in because, like I said, he was doing the yoga and like those girls know that passport bros ain't doing no damn yoga, like so he was doing the yoga for like 2 weeks and like they're like super nice to him. But he got in that group, so that's one of the ways to do it. But that's not my thing. I don't recommend. I'm not that desperate to meet a girl that I want to do yoga, but he was doing, like I said, for his therapy. I was approached by three cops at the park after eating at Hooters. They asked me why I was there, if I was soliciting. I said no, and then I realized the Hooters charged me twice, and the cops disappeared. Go figure. I've never had issue with the police or anybody, any official there. Now that I think about it, I never been stopped by them. I think I've been like at the checkpoint sometimes, but like if anything, the only country where I've been stopped by police has been Brazil a few times, where they stop me and they like do like a drug search, and also Mexico a few times. I never get
Yeah.
approached by cops in Buenos Aires, and the women are way finer. Go there instead of Provado Trust. I just came from Buenos Aires, man. It's super expensive. I like the city. It reminds you a lot of Madrid. It has that European feel, but it's not cheap anymore. But you can still get a nice place. I had a nice apartment there for about a few days in Buenos Aires. But I mean, if you got the money, I guess Buenos Aires might be for you. It has a good nightlife, but dating over there is difficult. I talked to the local guys, and they tell me it's trash there. It's hard. So I think it'll be very hard to meet people in Buenos Aires if you go by yourself. Just be a cool guy, then dating is easy. Yeah. Let me
If
see.
it was
I'm gonna
only
be
that simple, it's not that simple. Not in Medellin, at least. So,
no.
but yeah, Buenos Aires was originally where I was going to go when I came to South America. But just in
Okay.
terms of the proximity to get back to the United States when I need to, it's just so far. But I mean, there are obviously very beautiful women down there if that's what you're looking for. I don't know pricing wise, but look, Medellin is not cheap now, guys. I mean, I see some people post about how much money they can live off in Medellin and stuff like that, and it kind of just cracks me up because people are just full of shit. Well, at least when it comes to living a lifestyle that most are accustomed to, right? Don't realize that yeah, it's going to be cheaper, right, than the United States right now. But you're not coming here where it's like 80% cheaper, 90%, even 70% cheaper. That number is not as wide as most people think it is.
Unless you go to a different city, but like I said, I've been to Cali as well, and you could get a nice apartment in Cali for cheap, like $600 gets you like a nice apartment with a nice view of the city. But like Cali's not a beautiful city. Let's just be honest. Like there's
Yeah,
beautiful women over there, and
I'm talking
nightlife is
Medellin.
great.
I'm talking
Nah,
Medellin, right? Like just to focus on this city, like what it costs to live here, right? In a place where let's just narrow it down to Laureles, Poblado, Envigado, right? Where you're going to want to be in one of those three. It isn't cheap, guys. Like,
no.
so
What would you say
that
the average apartment in Poblado is like? What, 1,300 $1,500 a month now?
more than that, even, like every time I see something in Poblado, I seen a guy post something in Poblado the other day that's just ridiculous. Like I just it's like $1,000 more than I'm paying in my spot right now, and my spot is like way nicer than it. Just Poblado's pricing is just absolutely absurd, man. It's not even funny. So I wouldn't even me even being here and like what I can and can't afford. Like I wouldn't even venture into Poblado just because it's just the pricing is absolutely ridiculous. So I wouldn't even want to mess with it.
Also, the nightlife. What did you say is expensive over there? Provenza's like my boy was telling me right now that a cocktail over there is like 50 mil or something like that. I was like, damn, I don't
Yeah,
know.
it's not
It's
it's
like
cheap.
$12.
Yeah, when you go out to the spots, like especially like if you're living here and then you want to go out at night and you venture into the spot where the tourists are at, you're basically paying the same kind of money. It's like when I was living in Cancun, like, hey, I'm living here, but I'm fucking paying like I'm a tourist every single day because I mean that's what the price is. So it's you gotta like where my house is great. Like what I pay here, I would pay significantly more in the United States, right? But again, I live in a normal neighborhood with locals, not in some big ass tower with security and stuff like that, right? So and you have to kind of look to find what I have. So I'm pretty fortunate in that sense. But when you're in Poblado right now, you're going to be paying ridiculous amounts of money for pretty small spots.
Yeah, yeah. I have never lived in Puerto. Like ever since I first got there, I always stayed like by Loredes, and then I finally moved to like by Avenida 33. I've been in Avenida 33 for like the last 5 years. Like I always find a nice apartment for like 600, 700. Actually, I was showing one of my friends like 2021. I had an apartment for 400, a nice one too. Now it's like 650. And I'm like, damn, they raised it up like 250 like in 3 years. But yeah, everything's going up. Like even in Loretta's, like if you want an apartment that has a view of the city, like minimum like 800, 900 and up. Mm.
I was staying in a spot in Lorella's when I was transitioning from one apartment to another. I had like a bridge for like a month that I had to do. I had like a little studio in with locals as well. No view at all. Studio little spot, small little spot, no windows, and it was 850 for the month. Right. So my first spot that I had living here in 2024 was in Poblado, which it was nice as shit. It was brand new, but it was 2 bedrooms. The whole wraparound, it was all panoramic view all the way around, including my master bedroom. It was phenomenal. Had amazing view. That was 2,400 a month, and that was 2 years ago. Right. So you know, but where I'm at now, where I live now, it's like 1,600 a month, and it doesn't have the view of my first spot had, not even close. But just in terms of all fully remodeled, it's nice. Like I really like it a lot, and it's I pay 16 right over like 1,600 a month here. I love it. Like I love this spot. But again, to even live here, you have to be willing to be outside those security gates, not have guards, and be in a tower, right? So um, for some, they're not willing to do that.
New England Patriots asked, "What does Robert think about paying taxes in Colombia? Are you paying taxes?"
So yeah, I mean, if I believe that I have to follow, whatever's required of me based off of where I'm at. So here, I haven't had to pay taxes, but I am going to have to this upcoming year. So it's that's something I'm having to work on with my attorney and my CFO because the taxes here are fucking ridiculous. So. But being that I'm married now, ending up getting joint bank accounts and things of that nature, like there's really no way for me to work around it.
Bailey says, "No wonder why they're blaming Gringos for the price increase." I think actually when the Bad Bunny concert happened like a few months ago, I think it opened the eyes of a lot of people in Medellin because like during that weekend, I think he did like 3 concerts. They hiked up the Airbnbs for like that weekend or the whole week actually. And I think that's the first time like the Colombians or the Paisas realized that it's just not just the gringos, it's like the green landlords from the Airbnbs that are doing it. So I think
Yeah.
the Bad Bunny concert opened a lot of eyes for the average Paisa. Like a lot of people saw that. But
Well, yeah, just not even the average paisa. It's just people from all of Colombia that were coming here for the weekend, right, to try to get to one of those concerts, right?
yeah.
So got the sticker shock of what it was going to take to stay in the city for a weekend.
I don't know. I think the city is like, man, I just think like they're managing poorly. Like I think they got to do something about the druggings and the security. But I kind of feel like the mayor doesn't give a damn, man. Like I think didn't he link up with the parents of that flight attendant that was unalive? And he's like, we're gonna catch them. We have their license plate number with their faces. We even got their cell phone numbers. It's been like a month. They haven't caught nobody yet, man.
Yeah, no, they haven't. And yeah, Ross, I know. Yeah, 2,400 for most is nothing crazy at all. But if you think about it, like $5,000 a month here puts you in like the top 1%. So 2,400 is like half of the income of someone that's is falls in the 1% around here. So it is a lot in the locals' eyes, right? So then if when we try to downplay it, then it looks even worse because they're like, see, you don't even think about us, right? You just brush it off because it's nothing for you, but it's so much for us. So I try not to even engage with locals on that type of level at all, typically. So other than when they start being assholes and the guys in the comment section of social media just want to be pricks and talk a lot of shit every once in a while, just hit them with it.
Nah, I've seen more. I've seen rental prices more. I was looking at an Airbnb with a nice view, and it was a nice place, but it was like 4 or 5 racks for the month. I was like, damn, and I
Yeah,
couldn't believe it. I was like 4,000 for this, like. It doesn't even
yeah,
have a private jacuzzi or nothing like that. I was like, man, dude, it just. But there's foreigners that pay it. I have an apartment, and he has a private jacuzzi with a view of the city, and he pays about 3,000 a month. And but I mean, that guy's like an engineer, makes about 150 an hour, so he could afford it. But like, there's some foreigners that got the money, and they don't give a damn. They'll pay it. and shit.
Yeah,
They'll
no, I mean, and that's the thing. When I first moved here, look, guys, I own a very successful business. Like I own, me and my partners had an 8-figure business. End up cashing out of that for due to some partner issues, but like my business now does very well. You know what I mean? So, um, you know what, I can, you know, fuck, I'm not the richest guy around, not even close, right? But you know, I don't have a lot of you know, I can pretty much get what I want around here, right? But then at the same time, I don't just go fucking blowing money. So that when I was paying 2,400, the way I looked at it when I got here, A, I didn't know that much about the city, right? It was my first spot that I was living in. B, and if you could see the view that I had, like it was for me, right? It was like it was worth it. Like if I was to have that, A, I couldn't get that view in a place like Miami or Brickell, but B, if you could have something like that, it would be fucking double, triple. So for me, that's how I rationalize that at the time of doing it.
yeah. I have another question I was gonna ask you. So, do you think like the city is ever gonna tackle the drugging problem? Do you think they're ever gonna like take it serious? Because I've been there for like many years, and I feel like they'll catch some people once in a while to make it look like they're doing something, but I feel like they really don't care.
No, I don't know if it's that they don't care. I think it's, um, you know, your what your limitations are, right? So, you know, and I think that there's probably some of that at play here because you know it might not be what it used to be in totality. But I mean, this is something where you can be a city official, you could be a cop, you can be someone that is, you know, positioned of some type of importance here, and you can cross the line and you know end up, you know, having a funeral, if you know what I mean. So I don't know enough about it to that degree, but I think there's just a fine line between, you know, the amount of control, you know, the city and the officials have there, and then the amount of control and what, how far they want to push it with, you know, the guys on the other side as well. So that's just, I can't speak to it, you know, in totality there, but I don't think the main thing is I don't think that it's that they don't want to stop something, right? It's just you also have to have the ability to walk that out, and I don't think that that exists.
Hmm. Yeah, I don't think it exists either. Like, I mean, I think some people have like I look at the comments sometimes and like because not everybody supports the mayor. Like some people will be like, oh, you know, they support him. I see how people are saying, yeah, but like when you look at the reels of like prices getting robbed, like you'll see like a family eating at a restaurant, and some bandito shows up in a motorcycle, robs them or whatever at gunpoint. Now you look at the comments of the people that are living in the city, like so you definitely see a lot of people that are pissed off at Fico. They'll be like writing comments like, "Oh, he only comes out when they catch a foreigner." Like, but I thought he was making the city safe. Like those type of style comments. So like not every Paisa is arrogant. There's a lot of them that realize that this dude is just using the foreigners as a front to make it seem like he's cracking down on crime and stuff like that. Because it's a lot easier to like arrest a foreigner or a gringo or whatever than it is to go to the barrios and catch a bandito. Because a lot of these guys that are like in the robbing business or whatever, the barrios protect them. You know, like they have a protection from the locals. They have family members that hide them and stuff like that. I've known girls that gone out with these type of dudes and like they hide them and stuff like that in their house and stuff. So it's just like very difficult for the authorities to just go inside Aranjuez or San Javier and just come after these people because like they're not getting the cooperation of the locals. So it makes it very difficult. It's not like in the states where people will say something. I feel like in the barrios people don't say nothing. So I mean,
Yeah, I mean, you have to look at it, right? And I don't know all their lives, right? But you have to measure the pros and the cons, really, when it comes down to any situation, right? So it's like, hey, what are the pros of me turning this person over, and then what are the cons, right? And if the cons outweigh the pros, fucking, I ain't doing it. You know, it's
yeah, I
very
wouldn't do it either, man. I wouldn't do it either. Like if I lived in the barrio, I'm not gonna put my life on the line. Hell no. Because you
no.
live there, and they find out you're the one that rat it, bro. Like, man, your life is done. And so
Yeah,
you're
but I will
done.
say the locals that got arrested today for drugging and robbing tourists, actually, locals helped make it happen, right? Locals started feeding information to the cops because they seen these guys go from like they got to ride the bus to all of a sudden like they're
Yeah,
hopping
I saw that. I saw
they're
that.
in
Yeah,
Ubers and now they got motos and then they're fucking getting their nails done and they're gone for the weekends and people started reporting that something seemed off with them so that they did help it out.
yeah. But my thing with the mayor is like, him going to like the airport and giving people flyers. I mean, man, dude, like you don't do that to people, like, because like I think the Colombians, I could tell you my Mexican version. Like the Colombians, you might not know this. About 2.5 years ago, sent a delegation to Mexico because the Mexicans kept sending a lot of Colombians back. And there's a lot of YouTubers, Colombians, that talk about it in their Spanish channels, right? So a lot of Americans don't know that, but 1 out of 10 Colombians are getting sent back. As a matter of fact, last year when I went from Mexico directly to Cancun, I had a direct flight. That plane was empty. I remember it was like maybe like 35, 40 people in that plane. I was like, damn, dude, I haven't seen a plane like this since COVID. And I just started doing my research. I was like, why is this so empty? And then just the Colombian vloggers. And I met a few Colombian girls myself that told me they've been turned away in Cancun or in Mexico City. So that's why they sent a delegation like 2 years ago to complain about it. Like, oh, y'all mistreating the Colombians. But I'm like, okay, but then you have the mayor hanging out flyers. You got them taking pictures of people. If you're going to kick somebody out, kick them out, whatever. I understand like they're in the angel watch, they're a danger to society. Go for it, they have to be exposed to protect kids. But if it's just some dude that has like a toy in his backpack or condoms, like, is it really necessary for you to take a picture of him and post it on your IG like you did something, you accomplished something? And then when the Mexicans do it to y'all are crying about it. So I kind of feel like they're being hypocrites in the sense of like when it was done to them, they're like bitching about it, sending delegations to Mexico, complaining about it. And now they're doing it to foreigners themselves. And for stupid ass reasons. They know that people, the gringos ain't going to overstay. They're going to just have their fun and leave.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, it's a dynamic issue, but I will say, look, yeah, they shouldn't mess with some of these guys. Like they're already letting them in. They know the deal, but man, some guys make shit very difficult for themselves. I know they deported one guy that had come in. This dude had like a fucking like 2 carry-ons worth of fucking dildos and toys and
Oh yeah,
shit.
yeah, it's okay, but that's different. But like you have like
Chill
condoms,
out, dude.
it's
Like,
cool. You have toy. You're just a dumbass, man. You're just a dumbass. I told my friend the other day, I was like, "Cause I have the meta glasses." I'm like, bro, you think my video would go viral? Like if I take like a duffel bag, an army one, and just stuff like 100 fucking dildos just to see like their reaction.
yeah. Oh, wow.
Oh my fucking god, Ryan!
Yeah, you got to be smart in immigration because I fly in and out sometimes for work and stuff, man, and they never mess with me. Who knows what's gonna happen now at this point? But man, I'm always by myself, right? Whenever I show up, I try to be like at least well dressed. I always sit in like first class when I come to, just to make it look like I'm fucking maybe I'm important and stuff.
Yeah, you know what I told guys too? Like, man, just make sure you get a dental appointment. That's the way to do it now. Just set up a dental appointment. That way, when they ask you, you want to have admonition with you. Like, you be like, look, I have the text messages. I'm going to get my teeth cleaned and maybe a cavity filled up. I have an appointment in 2 days. I have a tour guide that's going to take me to Guatapé like this day or whatever. Have your itinerary ready, guys. Like, I'm going to do this. Bam, 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 bam. This is what I'm going to do. That way, like, the guy could look at you and then be like, all right, I've never been asked questions, like never in Colombia or any country. Actually, the only country where I had a hard time was Israel. But that was it.
Well, bro, Israel's fucked with me. Actually, so on my screensaver on my phone is my wife and my dogs and my son. So whenever I get there, if they want to look at my shit, I'm like, go ahead, look, I got my wife and my kid, my fucking dogs, right? So the other thing is what just to share with some of you guys, where you stay matters too, right? Whenever I come back, right, and this happened like the last 2 times actually, right? I'm telling these guys that I'm here. I have the family. When they see where my address is at, they don't associate me with like being a part of like that tourist crowd. So like if you go stay Rey and Poblado immediately, like even that just brings attention. I mean, as crazy as it might sound, like it just does. So my address is out of that. So when I share that with them, like they kind of like can tell, that I'm not like in that scene. Like they have little different things that they use to kind of identify and categorize like who you are and who you might not be. So being in that line, you got to be smart at this point. Like if you're coming in a group, don't stand in a group, man. Like when there's 3, 4, 5 of you guys, immediately, right? They're going to pay attention to you, right? So spread out, right? Don't have all kinds of crazy shit on your phone. If you're gonna come here right now, still, man, like maybe look at venturing out of Poblado, stay in like Lureles or stay in Envigado, right? They're still close to everything, right? It's a short little Uber, right? But it brings like less attention to you, right? So that you gotta move smart and fucking stay off the dating apps, man. Like fucking stay off them. They were
Bro,
calling me.
dating apps are trash, man. I'm not gonna lie. I went out with one girl on the dating app about 2 years ago. That was the last girl I've gone out with in Medellin. But she showed me her Tinder. Fool. She was a cool chick, a pharmacist. But she showed me her Tinder, and I've been telling guys, dude, like it is so like even if it wasn't dangerous, it is so cooked. Like she literally showed me her phone, and all the fucking motherfuckers asking her for sex, and she was just going down the list, and I'm like. Pfft. When I saw that, bro, even if it wasn't dangerous, I would not use Tinder ever again in Medellin. And she's a good-looking girl, and I was just looking at their Tinder, and I was just like, I'm good, bro. It must have been like 100 dudes on there offering her services for sex. So even if it wasn't dangerous, Tinder is still no good, man. It's just too many like perverts on there, too many like simps, too many weird ass dudes on there, bro. And the girls get scared and then move on, man. Like that girl when she showed me that was like a big eye opener, man, because I was just like, wow, I didn't think it was that bad. I figured there was some creeps on there, but that shit freaked me out. It's like, no wonder there's like no girls on Tinder anymore. But yeah, Tinder is very dangerous, like you said, super dangerous, man.
Yeah. But like, hey, for Cece, that's asking. Look, I'm married to a paisa here, so I'm here. Honestly, if I was a single guy with everything that's going on right now, I would be doing the same thing that I share with people. I wouldn't be fucking coming here, guys. I'd be going taking my ass somewhere else. And then yeah, like and them turning away people for using it like a rental car, man, I don't disagree, right? But my thing with that is, that you gotta embrace, be who you are, and then embrace it, right? Like if they don't want guys, like if prostitution is going to be legal for the locals and they wanted it that way and it was meant for the locals and not for like tourists, like you can go write a law that makes it legal for citizens and illegal for foreigners, and immediately you cut it off. Okay, so then you have to ask yourself, well, then why don't they do that, right? Well, because they don't want to. They're making a lot of money from what's coming in. The problem is it's not being regulated properly, so it's a fucking disaster right now. So, my belief is, right, based off of what I see out in front of me is. They need to create a district. They need to regulate it. They need to keep both sides safe. Yeah, fucking pedophiles and shit. Like they deserve what comes to them. But the other thing is, yeah, the guys that come here to enjoy the life. Like I said, when I first moved here, right, and I was partying, I was single. Like I wasn't posting about all that shit on like social media. I was not doing any of that. Fuck, I really don't, until recently don't even post on social media. Just seeing some stuff going on, decided to talk about it. But man, I definitely don't fucking go, trying to fucking share about like all my fucking weekend escapades and beat my chest because that's what always has blown my mind. It's like, guys, like the influencers around here, I used to make content calling them all out. Like, y'all motherfuckers act like you got going on. You got groups of 3 and 4 girls with them. Like, tell everybody how much that cost you that night. You're paying for all of them to hang out with you. You ain't that
Yeah. I don't bring like that's the thing. I don't even have like I have a rule in Colombia. I don't bring like foreigners around regular girls that I know. Like I think one time I did that. I brought like 4 girls and like the guys I knew started asking them like how much. I was like, I'm not gonna do this again. Like and shit. Like even like when you bring regular girls around dudes that are in that lifestyle, they think like every girl's for sale, and it's just like it's not like that. And I'm not surprised they're doing that. I mean, I seen it also. I saw it in Miami. Like I said, I was living in Prague too for a while, and in Prague, it's like the demographics is not the black guys are coming after. They're coming after the guys from the UK because the round trips from Prague to London are like not even $100. So you got a lot of guys that do bachelor parties in Prague, and they act like fools, bro. You think that they misbehave in Medellin? Hell no. And Prague is a lot worse. Like, I don't know what is it about the dudes that like to dress as girls for their bachelor parties and they wear like heels and shit. Like, I'm not even lying. And over there, it's like Stone Rock. So you see these dudes like, and you're like, man. But the last 2 years, like Prague, like they made it like where they banned pub crawls after like 11 o'clock, and they also banned the guys dressing like girls. But you know, like I said, like I seen it in two different cities. I seen like the city be like, nah, we're done with this shit. So I'm not surprised that Medellin is doing it as well. You know, a city has a right to police their stuff, and like to be fair, the last time I was at the park, I did see two fights, and I was like, I kind of when I saw those two fights, I was like, man, dude, like it's only a matter of time. And now they're doing. I guess they just got tired of the bullshit. Like I said, I saw it in Miami, I saw it in Prague, and now in Medellin. It's like the third city that I've seen it in. So, it happens, man. And so if people don't act right, then the city's gonna take action. You know, I don't think everybody that's coming in is like that's getting turned away is gonna act like a fool, but you do got those guys that are coming in that have tattoos on their neck, and so they're kind of like I think the immigration officials have been told already, like, yeah, if he has tattoos right here, if he has jewelry, so they're kind of like looking for that crowd now. So if you're one of
Yeah, I
those
mean,
guys that's walking in with a hat backwards and like slippers and like a necklace, a gold necklace, they're gonna turn you away 100%.
yeah, I mean, if you show up doing anything that kind of just brings attention to yourself, like that could be, yeah, wearing like fucking sweatpants, socks, and slippers, like just dressed way down, or then just dressed way up, right? Groups of 3 to 5 guys that are between like the ages of like 25 and 35. Like there's just some things that they're just gonna go, hey, we're just gonna play into like the law of averages, and like if we focus on these things right here, we're most likely to hit our target. So for me, I've always been like, look, when I'm out, like when I was living in Mexico, when I come here, like I move by myself, man, because I don't have to worry about anyone acting like a fucking idiot. I don't like drawing attention to myself to begin with. I like to go out and have a good time. Sometimes, it can get a little bit maybe lonely or whatever. But that's why you make fun, try to make friends with some of the locals that are here. I think I went out one time here when I first got here with like some Canadian guys, and it was actually a Mexican friend of mine was here with some Canadian guys, and they all came out, man, and they were acting like fucking idiots, and it's just like, man, I don't want to be around this shit, right? Because
Yeah, yeah, same here, bro. Same here, bro. Like I when I travel, I usually hang around with locals most of the time. Like I think my experiences, like especially in Colombia, when I brought foreigners around girls, like it's always like they do dumb shit or they're just like man, fool, like it just never good, man, never good. So me, I have a policy. Like if I have a girl with me or friends, I don't have no foreign guys around me and shit. Like
yeah.
I'm good, man. Like I'm
Or,
right
or
now.
if you get one, you find one, man. You get yourself one wingman where you guys both know the deal and kind of
Yeah,
how you get down and how you don't get down, and just leave it at that. Like when it gets bigger, and then yeah, there's alcohol flowing and the partying and shit. The more people that you have, the more chance it, because it only takes one guy to fuck it up, right? When you got five, it's 5 times the chance. If you got two, right, you really cut it down. So for me personally, yeah, I just like to keep it low, especially when you're living here, right? Like there's like guys that live here, right, that are doing their things. You can kind of get connected with guys here and develop some friendships and stuff to where, I don't, I just, yeah, if guys could come and have a good time, man, I just stay away from it, man, because it usually just don't go well.
yeah. You gotta. I see guys. A big reason why some dudes get drugged also is because they go with a group of dudes or 3 or 4 guys, and then one guy's like, "Hey, I have like 2 girls," and like the guys don't know any better, and so that could also get you in trouble. Like I've seen it many times where a guy would bring like a group of dudes, and one guy brings like 2 or 3 girls, and they end up getting all scoped. So like, yeah, it's you gotta be careful and you gotta know who you're hanging out with because like damn dude it happens so much like stories like some people say like oh like even if you have to have a lock safe and my friend like he's a Colombian veteran too like he's been there for like 7 years 8 years actually. He told me about 2 years ago that two Mexicans from Guadalajara got drugged and robbed, but they had an apartment. Their apartment was like next to his in the hallway, but they have like a safe on the wall. And he said like he started hearing banging like around 6 in the morning. So what they did was like I guess they called their bandido boyfriends and they brought like a sledgehammer and they broke the damn like safe that was inside the wall. They took it out and they left. And shit, those guys woke up because my friend had to help him the next day. He had like the parents give him send them money through PayPal and he paid their flights back home or something like that. But so you think that you have a safe on the wall that's going to stop the criminals? It's not. and shit. They broke the
Wow.
damn wall, man, to get to the safe. And my friend wasn't gonna do shit. I was like, "You didn't call the police?" Hell no, bro. Like I live here. Like,
Yeah,
but
no,
they broke the safe out. They broke the safe, and they took the safe out of the wall, man. So fuck
yeah,
that.
when they got a mark and they're in it, man, the job's getting finished. Like that's just
Yeah,
how it goes.
you're not gonna like. That's why some people be like, "Get a safe." I'm like, and I always think about that story. I'm like, bro, they'll fucking get a sledgehammer. They'll break that damn wall. They don't give a damn, and they'll take the safe out. Trust me, bro. That safe is not gonna stop them from taking your
Yeah.
shit. Solo traveling is the best. I only chill with locals. So locals, they don't want to eat at restaurants. They're happy cooking frijoles and chicharron at home. But yeah, I hang around with locals as well. Like I've gone to like the one of the barrios, and I watch the soccer games sometimes with there when they have like cookouts and stuff like that. So I like hanging around with locals, but I'm very careful how I move there. Like in Medellin, me personally, I have a really small group of people that I've known for like, not just a small group of people that I've known for like 5 years plus now, and I don't really try to meet any new friends, not even locals, and I just hang around with those people and I'm happy. Those are the same people I've been hanging around for the last 5 years, and I tell people if you can meet like a group of people that you could fuck with or rock with or trust, you'll be solid in Medellin. But like trying to meet new people all the time, that could get you into some trouble. Like I feel like the people I hang around with are rock solid. I know where they live at. I met their families. I'm good. I'm not going out of my way to meet new girls or nothing like that. And actually, like me personally, the way I meet women in Medellin is like my homegirl will bring her friend, like, hey, she lives right here next to me, like, and that's how I do it. Everybody's different, but I try to stay as safe as possible.
Yeah, I'm the same way. When I was living in Mexico, man, I just surrounded myself like just be finding out kind of who's who around town. Especially that's a tourist town, so like it's much easier to kind of move there. But just be friendly with the people that kind of like the manager of Coco Bongo, like the guys that will kind of be really well known and plugged into the city. Just become friendly with them here in Medellin, right? Like my circle is very small. It's a different type of city than like a Cancun, but like I don't hang out with a lot of people. I hang out like with my wife's family, and then there's a few people on my street and whatnot, to where like I have neighbors here. But man, I don't. Right now, I'm so focused on like my business and the family and stuff. Like I don't do a lot socially hanging out with a lot of people, so it's that I'm not around, that many. But if I was to go hang out here, it would be like in groups of guys that like own businesses that are kind of doing what I'm doing here and working on that kind of stuff. I wouldn't be going out into the clubs and doing any of that shit anyway. So
Yeah, I never go to clubs either. Been to Medellin for 6 years. I think I've gone to clubs there maybe like less than 3 or 4 times. I've always, like I said, I go to dive bars, but clubs is not my shit, man. Even when I lived in Miami, I think I only went to one club in 2 years there. I'm dedicating 2027 for Asia bug travel. Yeah, I'm gonna go to Asia next year as well. I think this is gonna be my last year in Latin America. I've never been to Asia, so I'm kind of like having my fun right here in Brazil. I go to Mexico next, and after that, I might hit up Colombia towards the end of the year one more last time, but we'll
yeah,
see.
I really wish I would have went to Asia and got it in before I kind of got more settled down, because man, it's it seems just like a great spot. The only thing I've contemplated it a few times. The thing about it was just like with the time gap, with running the business the way that I have to, it just seemed like it would always be a pain in the ass. As much as I like to stay up at night, I really contemplated one time, because like, I like to be up late in the nighttime anyway, so it really probably wouldn't be that big of a deal. But it's something I wish I would have got in, because I've heard, a place like Vietnam, like I got friends that live in Vietnam. Obviously Thailand comes up, but I just have heard that Asia is really good living. So it's obviously different than here, but.
Yeah, yeah, I agree, man. And I was gonna ask you, so you're thinking about opening a barber shop. Do you know like what area you're looking at? Poblado, Loredes?
So yeah, I mean, for me, it always would just be within three areas: Laureles, Poblado, and Envigado. That's it. You know what I mean? Like outside of that, so I wanted to have I want to just open up like three, right? And for me, really, it's not even about like me making really any money. It's really about just being integrated, plugged into the city, being an asset here, being able to be looked at differently, right? I mean, I like to do business. It's fun. I always wanted to have a barbershop anyway.
Yeah.
So I'm outside the U.S., so I figured I would do it here. And just plug in my barber, plug in my wife's brother, and just kind of have something going
You
on.
gotta get it. You gotta get a Dominican barber, man, because those are the best barbers in the world, man. Let me tell you, man.
Yeah, I
Dominican
had
barbers. You
Dominican
can get a
barbers in
Dominican
Boston.
barber, you'll be straight, man. I could promise you, bro.
Yeah, in the United States, there you got a lot of Dominican barbers. Not here, but it is what it is. So my barber in the U.S. was Dominican, but here they're Colombian. But I like my barber here. He's good. So, but yeah, so I was gonna open up, you know, probably Envigado first. But if I'm gonna open one, I'd like to open three because as much as I'm saying that it's not like a big money thing for me. Like I always want to try and maximize whatever I'm doing too. So I thought it would be cool to have one like in the three different parts of the
Are you
city.
gonna have like a certain name for it? Like, have you thought
Yeah,
about it?
I'm gonna do it right, like I would do anything, right? And maximize like how good it could be, but like not going into it like I have like my financial situation is good and taken care of. So this for me is I'm gonna do it right, I'm gonna do it good, but really it's about creating other opportunity for other people while also it benefiting my own image, if that makes sense. It's more so that's what it is about, like helping some people that I actually care about, and improves my image, right? I don't really care that much about the financial outcome that comes from it, other than it does well so that the people working there can do well.
Yeah, yeah, that sounds good, man. I've only known like one person that owned a bar there for like 2 years, but then he just like got rid of it after all. I think like his co-partner. I think you might have seen the bar there. It used to be called Prox and Rhinos. It
Mhm.
was there for about 2 years in Poblado, like right next to the park. But yeah, fucking Ryan was the owner. He was there for like about 2 years, and then his other partner decided to go to Asia, so they let the bar go. But yeah, you can open a business like you said, as long as you like you're serious about it. But those guys, they're party animals, man. So I'm not surprised their bar didn't like do too good. When you got the owner getting drunk as fuck every single night, like I think he was his own best customer. I really do, man.
Yeah.
Just buying
Yeah,
bottles.
there's an American Tim over in Laureles that owns like a Skybox or whatever. It's like a sports bar in Laureles. It's nice, it's a cool little spot. American guy that's owning that. So I don't know if he makes it how he does financially, but it's a nice spot. I like to go there, especially I like to go watch football there. It was fucking packed for the Super Bowl. Man, that thing was.
What was the bar called?
It's called a Skybox over in Laureles. It's
Oh,
it's
okay.
a it's a rooftop type of sports bar, and it's an American guy that owns it. He's older. Tim is probably like in like his late 50s, early 60s.
I've gone to the one that's called Medellin Sports in Loretta's. It's right there on Setenta. A guy's like he's from Texas. He's from Austin, I believe. He's cool, man. And so like actually the first time I went to his bar, I recognized it. He watches my channel. I didn't know that he's like giving me some free beers. It's pretty cool. Medellin Sports Bar. But yeah, there's some people that own stuff like that. So I just say like I was gonna ask you, would you ever be like buying property? Because I've heard so many people like they say hell no, because Colombia is always changing their like regulations on the visas on that. Like every like few years they change it.
Yeah, I mean, I just bought an apartment, like a condo
Hmm.
in Barranquilla, but it's all through my wife, right? So literally, when we got married, I wanted to, and not just I, she wanted to like find ways that we can like build little things together, right? She opened up a makeup store. She's selling makeup. And then we're gonna do like the barbershop thing together. But one of the things that we did was, got an apartment in Barranquilla, so it's still being finished. It can't even be moved into until next year. But we're gonna use it for like an Airbnb. But I'm not looking to like build some like huge portfolio or anything like that here. It's more or less her and I having some things that we could do together, right?
Yeah, that sounds good. What made you like decide to like just choose Medellin compared to like a lot of like other countries that you travel to? Like, what was the thing that I'm gonna stay here now and retire here or live here?
Yeah, well, I mean, honestly, it started when I was in Cancun, man. Because when I was in Cancun, like doing the deal, like hanging out with the guys and stuff there. Actually, like I was fucking, I was like the typical gringo, like fucking Senor Frogs was like my spot. I just became friends with the managers and stuff, so I was always there. But the two guys that are managers there are friends with the manager at Coco Bongo. So the three of them, they used to always come to Medellin for their like guys trips and shit, right? And they'd be like, Robert, you got to go there. It's like fucking Cancun minus the water, and then everything else that we have, and it's just cheaper, right? That was always the draw, right? Like for people like 5 years ago or whatever, and
Yeah,
then
yeah.
whatever. But then I really I like Latin America, and then when it got to a point where I left Cancun because I was like, man, I got to get the fuck out of here because it's just party, party, party all the time. You cannot get away from it. So when I wanted to keep exploring all through Latin America, so I started to look at South America. Right, I want to go to Rio, I want to go to Machu Picchu, I want to go to all these spots. So I was going to go to Buenos Aires. I had a friend there that's Canadian that was living there. Ironically, now a few years later, he's about to move here, but with his girl. But I was like, fuck it, let me go to Medellin. Everyone's saying to hit that. Let me check it out. And then when I got here, it was great. Like I really enjoyed it. And then in terms of being the proximity to get back to the U.S., it was like, man, I can get back to the U.S. real easy here. And then I can easily explore South America from here as opposed to like going back and forth from the US. So kind of, being in this spot kind of works for me on both sides, whether I want to go deeper into South America, doing my thing, or I need to go back to the US for any kind of work stuff, but so, the proximity of where it was at, but then on top of, look, man, like the weather is amazing here. People are good. I love the views, the mountains. Like there's a lot of good that, can draw you here. Right. But there's also just shit that can get you jammed up really quick too. So like,
A lot of people get jammed up, man. A lot of
yeah,
people.
yeah, and that's the thing that I think most, like, even when I'm making the content and sharing right now, like people have like the hardest time of grasping onto like that this fucking city, right? I would probably maybe compare it to like Vegas, right? Like if you're just like a normal person living in Las Vegas that stays off the strip and you just live in Vegas and you're doing your thing, life probably looks one way. Right. But then, when you're fucking working and partying or doing whatever and you're in the strip, Vegas is a totally different spot. Right. Medellin is kind of the same way. Like, if you're here working, living low, like right now, my son is downstairs. My dogs are being fucking terrorists right underneath me. My wife is down there. My mother-in-law is over here every day, like cleaning the house and making food and shit. Like my life looks like one way. But if you're here and you're in the nightlife and the party and stuff, this city is very, very different, man. And where you end up can be very two different places as
Yeah,
well.
man, I agree, man. It just depends how you handle it. I know dudes that are like in their 50s and they're professional dudes with careers and they go to Medellin and they lose their fucking mind. Like I
Yeah.
know one dude that's like I think he was getting divorced and so he knew he was about to lose his 401k or whatever they call it. He took it out and he wasted like six figures like in a few months. I was there with him like too, so I saw it. Like man, that dude was just like man, dude, like man, he's a good dude, bro, but like man, I'm talking about bottles every fucking night, three or four girls every single night. Like I was like, damn, dude, like he burned through his cash so fast and like he was doing like daily, not no taking no breaks. Like I think he got to the point now where he's like doesn't even hang around with foreigners anymore. He hangs around with the locals and like his lifestyle is definitely dangerous. I don't say nothing to him. I told him one time like, bro, like what you're doing is dangerous. You're going to the barrios without speaking Spanish. You're hanging around with some dudes. Like you don't know how Colombians are. They could definitely rob you. Like you have to realize that you make more in one day than they're making a whole month. You're making about over $100 an hour and shit. You're like, but man, his just like lifestyle is crazy. Like you talking about a dude that's like, oh, I mean, there. I seen a lot of dudes go over there and crash out, man. A lot of guys go over there. Guys that are successful crash
Yeah.
out. I mean,
Yeah.
many dudes
People,
that I seen that make a lot of money crash the fuck out.
yeah.
Many
People
times
come
I
in,
seen it, bro. Many
people come
times.
here and just forget how to act, man. Like when I first moved here, like I had a friend that I actually did some work with. So he was here and he was living with a group of guys, man. They fucking were living in a mansion in a neighborhood that basically was built by fucking narcos, right? Like in his house, there's a fucking tunnel that connected the houses in each direction. It's fucking crazy as shit. It's pretty fucking cool when you first kind of get here and you're kind of in that shit. Like Daddy Yankee fucking films. There's a music studio and shit in there. But bro, there's like fucking six of them living in this mansion, right? They got, everyone's fucking partying their ass off. Bro, what happened when I got here, I wasn't really hanging out with them that much. It's a fucking Thursday. That's how I'll never forget. And he hits me up. He's like, bro, we're gonna have a barbecue at the house. You want to come over, hang out, meet the guys, and have a barbecue? I'm like, sure. It's fucking Thursday. I'll go over for a barbecue. And at the time, right, I was kind of a little bit off the chain myself, right? But man, I went over there on Thursday, man, and I didn't go to sleep, bro. I had to end up calling my operations manager, and we had like a work meeting the next day. And I was like, bro, you got to tell everyone I'm fucking tell them I'm sick, I'm down, right? You already talked to me, bro. Like, I can't come to work today, bro. Like I can't be on Zoom, man. Like I gotta fucking go to bed, bro. So and that was a Thursday barbecue, man. I'm telling them, I was like, man, next time y'all invite me to a fucking barbecue during the week, like I ain't coming. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so like they're just fucking wilding out. But actually, the two of them that are still here, man, they're both shacked up and like engaged now. So like it calmed them down. But man, guys will come here, right? And it's almost like because it gets projected a certain way and everyone's sharing it a certain way, so then guys feel like they gotta fucking like be that way, right? So it's just everyone just fucking gets crazy. And then on top of it, yeah, when you're partying and shit, like besides the women, like just the partying shit here, it's, you know, you can get high quality shit for very cheap prices and guys are just fucking off the chain, bro. So you know, it's even like the last guy here, that not maybe the last one, but one of the last two guys that got fucking drugged and robbed here was a fucking cop in the US.
Oh yeah, I saw that, bro. This was like, man, how did they get a cop, bro? Like,
yeah. Like, bro, what the fuck? Everything that you've been trained to look out for and not do, whatever, you just forgot when you fucking landed in the airport. I mean, she got you that fast. And then when you look at
but the girls that do the drugging, they're not attractive. Look, I've yet to see a girl.
When you look at
the pictures, girl that I'd be like, she could have got me. She could have got me. I'm just looking at that girl. It's like, no.
Yeah, no, man. When I seen the image of the guy that just got the cop that got, look, I ain't knocking him, whatever, because he ain't the only one. It's just like, yo, man. Like, I mean, never get drugged and robbed by any of them, but at least if you do happen, at least be able to show me, like, look, guys, man, I fucked up.
Well, that's
look
what I'm
what
saying.
I was after.
Facebook group on the Scolopin group. I've been on that group for like damn near almost 4 years, and like every single girl they show you, just like, oh, really, bro? Like,
yeah,
really, like,
man,
don't get, bro. Like, just go get a pre-paga, bro. Like, I'd rather pay for it than go on a date with something that looks like that, bro. It's embarrassing, man.
These guys, it's just, I don't get it. Like, and I'm not trying to, like, you know, glorify that. It's never good or whatever. But man, like,
guys are desperate,
man. The checklist of who does this and how it happens, like, it's always similar. It's like usually not the hot chicks, because you know why the hot chicks don't do it, man? Because they got consistent business.
Yeah, you know that cop who posted like a month ago, like I know you seen her at the park, that old grandma, bro. Like. Yeah. Everybody's seen the old grandma with the fake BBL. She's been there for like 6 years since I first went there. And like some white dude from Europe was like throwing money at her at the apartment. I'm just like, damn, bro. Somebody took this nasty ass girl home, bro. Like, oh my God. Like, everybody knows who that girl is. She's like 55 years old or something like that. She's been in the park every single day for the last 6 years, bro. Man, that girl is so nasty, but they took her home, and not only that, but they took videos of it and they published it online. Like, it's something to be proud of.
I'll tell you, bro. It's some of like and look, like lately, it's kind of like they've been kind of like the black guys kind of been getting hit with this stuff, but bro, a lot of times it's the old fucking white guys, bro.
No, these guys are from Europe, bro.
Get the ugly, and some of the Indian guys too, but bro, like it even happened here recently, bro. Like on my TikTok, okay, this American guy, old guy, he's got like white hair, whatever. He starts DMing me, right? He starts DMing me, yo, I'm about to move there. I'm watching your content, I like it, or whatever. He starts asking me questions or whatever, and like a million people will message me on TikTok, and I just don't go there much. I don't pay attention, right? So all of a sudden, I went in the other day. I was looking for something, and I seen in my messages it was like user not found, and the fucking profile picture was gone or something already. I was like, what the fuck is this? So I went in, and it was that old man. He like blocked me or whatever, but the last message he sent me came through. So this guy's like asked me, he's like, man, fuck you, bro. Like, you're talking about all these women, they don't like us guys. They're like, I got a woman that's there waiting for me, and she's not like it. You don't know shit about them. Fuck you. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on with this guy, bro? Like, I don't even know. Like, you're supposed to see one of my videos, and then all of a sudden he went from a fanboy to I said something wrong, and he fucking just flew off the chain, bro. And it's like,
that's what I'm telling. Like, that dude that was my friend. Like, he kicked me out of that WhatsApp group 3 years ago because it was just after they murdered that DJ, and I had just finished doing an interview with this Colombian girl from Cali, and like, you know, she was like she was like not going off on me, but saying like, oh, you know, like, I think y'all are this, you know, like y'all did this. And I'm like, bro, what the fuck are you talking about? Dude, like, this is a girl that's like an architect. Like, she owns her own business. She has her own apartment, a car. Like, she's independent, you know, she's not no scrub. And like, I'm like, bro, this girl got drugged by her best friend, and she doesn't even work Uber at night because she's afraid. of like getting robbed in Cali, which I don't blame her. But I'm just like, damn, dude, like the accountability issues is like big time. But it's just like, where am I going with this? Like, there's just a lot of locals that will sometimes fake pretend to be your friends or fake pretend they like you to get something from you. And I tell guys, don't take it personal. It's part of the culture over there. They do have a Pablo Escobar culture in the barrios. Maybe not in the upper class neighborhoods, but like you do see like I've had friends that tell me, "Oh, this girl robbed me. I was at her house," and like so like that's why they have that saying, "No that papaya," because people will take advantage of you. And I think almost all my local friends have been robbed at one point, whether I think my homegirl went inside the store to get like a something to drink, and they stole her motorcycle helmet. She forgot to lock it on her bicycle or on motorcycle. I'm sorry, and the guy ran off with it. So it's just like one of those things where I feel like every local at one point has been robbed, and a lot of foreigners that get there kind of have this mindset like, oh, they're not gonna rob me. I'm from the Bronx or I'm from the west side of LA or I'm from this, but it's a different animal over there, bro. Like people are really desperate over there. People only make like $10 a day. That's something that people don't realize. If you're a professional in Medellin or Colombia, you make about what, maybe $20. But
Well, I
somebody
just
that
said $5,000 a month puts you in the top 1% of the country here.
yeah,
Right?
yeah,
Medellin's going to be a little bit different because, right, like they're in terms of the economy and whatnot. So you might have some people that are doing well here, or more of that population that's in that. But when you think about it, 5,000 US a month is top 1%, right? But that also leads to like, well, it all that kind of stuff brings you back into the prostitution and stuff like that, man. These girls that are 22 to 25 years old, right? They're basically earning top 1% money in their fucking country because them the girls are making 5,000 plus. The ones that are doing halfway
they
decent,
got
especially.
guys on the roster that send them money for no reason. Like, bro, like I'm telling you, like I've had girls that I was cool with that were in that industry, and like they don't talk to me. Like, eres tacaño. I was like, bro, I'm not gonna be buying you an iPhone 17. Get the hell out of here. They have like a brand new iPhone 17. They have a motorcycle, even though they don't know how to ride it. Somebody's
Yeah,
paying their
their, their
rent.
grandma, their grandma's always in the hospital.
Yeah.
Rent's due, and they're a little bit short, bro. Like they got the same things. The same girls got the same
Yeah,
games.
guys, you got a lot of guys simping for those women over there, and it's always the wrong ones too. Like they made that girl Natalie famous, the one from the Comuna Trece. Like I don't think she's that good looking. Her tattoos are nasty. Like I've seen better looking women like than her, like at coffee shops. But I think within 1 year she got like 100,000 subs on her channel with just a few videos. But it goes to show you how many guys are simping over her. And I'm thinking to myself, she's traveling through the world. Guys are giving her money for no reason, buying her cameras, like everything. I just think like guys got over there and they ruined the game. Because even if you try to meet like a normal girl, the expectations of them now it's like, oh, I gotta go to a 5-star restaurant. Like back in the day, like if you took a girl to Hooters, she was happy. Now she wants to go somewhere nicer. Now she wants to go over here. She wants to go to like a place, a restaurant that has a view of the city. Like it's just like so they're so spoiled now over there. And you can thank the guys that went over there, like like simping for them. I mean, there's nothing wrong with spending money on a girl. I guess it's your money, but at the same time, so many guys are doing it that the expectation of these women are just like over the
It
roof.
could be crazy. The first woman that I dated here was amazing, right? Like she was great. Like she spoke some English, Paisa. She's beautiful, right? What does not sell herself at all, and she could be because she's a smoke show. Like she had a lot going on and whatnot. So we started dating or whatever, and like I seen a picture of her in a skirt or whatever, and I was like, "Yo, we didn't go out to dinner. Let's wear a skirt like that." And she's like, "How about I get a new skirt, right, for that no one see me in before. I'll wear it for you." And I was like, "Hey, actually, that's a fucking good idea, right?" At this point, I never taken her shopping, right? And I was like, "Okay, so let's go." And when I first moved here, I used to live right next to the Santa Fe Mall, basically. So, she came over, and then we were gonna go shopping before we went to dinner. Okay, and what I'm about to tell you, I'm not exaggerating at all. Okay, we went to Santa Fe Mall. She was in one store for 3 hours. One store, fucking for 3 hours. Right, and I'm in my mind like I'm already impatient. I hate being in the mall when I'm not buying shit for myself, and I'm trying to keep it cool because we had just started dating and shit. Right, I can't be an asshole. So I'm just like, what the fuck is going on, man? Right, and I go in there, and this chick has a mountain of clothes, and just casually is asking me like, "What do you think about this? What do you think about that? What do you think like?" And dude, I shit you not. So right away, I'm like, I mean, what the fuck? You came for a skirt, and she has like the whole store right now. Like, what do I do here, right? Like, I mean, yeah, I can afford it, but bro, like, it don't set a good precedent. Like, where it's like the very first time I took her shopping, fucking, she wiped me out type of deal, right? Like, what do we do? So it's like I just kind of let it go, right? She ends up getting it finished. It was $752 she spent on the. We went to get a fucking skirt,
Fuck that
right? And
shit.
it's just
I'm
like,
good, bro.
it's like,
Not me.
yo, it's like, I mean, I would have been better off going on the street. I would have got what, like, 7 or 8 hours out of that, right? At this time, we had not even had sex,
Mm.
and that was the price, right? So, but after that, I got her. I was like, listen, babe, like, I'm cool with you kind of trying to be respectful and this and like, honor yourself. But like, I don't go to the mall dropping like $800 on a chick that fucking I ain't banging. So like, we're going to have to figure some other kind of setup here if you want to keep doing that. Right. So, it worked out that way. But, the thing is, even with her, what happened is, she was great, but like she didn't like I would buy that, and then like the next time is she comes to my house to, like, because we're gonna go to dinner and whatnot, right?
Mm.
And she would work out at the gym right by my spot, and it's like, oh, I forgot the clothes. Can we just get an outfit at the mall or whatever? I'm like, sure, fuck it, whatever. Okay, let's go. That includes shoes, skirt, like 3 shirts, fucking wrist, like bracelets for the wrist, a purse, fucking necklace, all kinds of shit, earrings and shit. It's like, what the fuck, man? And then knowing that she didn't just forget her clothes, right? She had a fucking gym bag. You know what I mean? So, but then here's the thing. This is where this and ultimately ended. I had to go back to the U.S., right, in October of 2024 because my family got hit by a hurricane in Florida, right? So I was going back to kind of help clean up and shit, right? And then, yeah, speaking of El Centro, yo, that's why I love my wife right now. Honestly, bro, my wife could get anything. My wife will come to me and be like, yo, can you order me these clothes off Temu? I'm like, and I get offended, like, no, like, we ain't getting that shit. Like, but she loves it. So I'm like, that's why I love you. But anyway, I had to go back to fucking the US, and I got stuck there a little bit longer. So she wanted to come to the US. I'm like, okay, let's see if we can get you your a visa, right? And I paid extra to get her to the front of the line, which she had to go to Ecuador for that. So I paid extra to get her to the front of the line. I flew her to Ecuador. I put her in a fucking hotel, okay? And then I created the itinerary for her when she would go to the embassy and tell them why she was applying. Did all this shit for her, right? And the day that happens for her to come, she ends up calling me. She's crying, right? So obviously it's not good. And she's like, they rejected me. And I'm like, yo, what happened? This chick went in and she had tried to get a visa, I guess, like 3 or 4 years prior. And her friend thought it would be smart if they said they were married. They would look like likely that they were trying to like stay in the United States, right?
Yeah.
So this time, and they got denied. So when she went for her interview, right, they asked her where her husband was at, and she was like, "What husband?" Right? So they rejected her right away. And you know what that turned into? It was my fault. Right? Because if I wasn't in the United States and I didn't have to stay longer than I would have, she would never be in that situation, blah, blah, blah. And like, that was it for me. I was like, you know what? Fuck this. Like, we're done. Right? Like, this just fucking stupid at this point, man. Like, I'm trying to do anything and everything for you, and it's never good enough. It's always push the boundaries. There's fucking zero fucking gratitude. Like, I'm done with it, man. So that was my first experience.
I think it's hard to find a good woman in that city. For I feel like a lot of them are just like very selfish, man. Very like
Yeah.
ungrateful. It's weird because you'll meet girls that are like don't have shit in the bodies and they're still super ungrateful. They're just like,
Yeah.
oh, that's
No, but
rough.
yeah,
They don't care.
916 hella saying, yeah, like my wife, my wife, when I would try to go, we'll go to the mall here, she literally will say, hey, just give me money to go. She'll go to El Centro. She'll fucking, like I said, she'll be up on Temu. Like, she does not give a fuck, right? And I'll be trying to get her something else. And that's why I love it, because she could have more and takes less. And that's like one of the draws for me to her, right? Is that there is that appreciation there, right? And she is different than any of the other chicks that I have come across here, right? And look, she's not the only one, obviously. Just she's the one that I have come across, right? So and even when I first met her, right, I was still out partying, kind of doing the deal. She kind of knew, kind of like where I was at, and that I would have to kind of navigate my way out of that kind of life to build something with her, and she kind of like gave me that opportunity. So I feel like I got kind of like a rare breed around here.
Yeah, man. As long as you feel like she treats you with respect and dignity, fool, that's the most important thing. Like I said, relationships I think are really complicated in Latin America as a whole. Like it don't matter where you're at, but I mean I've seen a lot of guys take falls in DR, Colombia, even in Venezuela too. But I
Yeah.
find the Venezuelan girls a little bit more tolerable. If I could be honest, I feel like they're a little bit more humble and a little bit more appreciative sometimes. But they could
They
be
could
a
be
little,
a pain in the ass and stuff too, though. It just
yeah,
depends. But all of them got different. All the different cultures kind of come with different personalities and
yeah.
vibes and whatnot. Venezuelans good. The Brazilian girls are usually fun, right? Girls in Argentina could be a little bit stuck up. Paisas here, like kind of like you're a paisa or you're not. They all kind of have like their different stuff, but um, you know, but the Venezuelans that are here, man, so it kind of just depends on who they are, right? Like some of the people that are fucking driving you nuts, like bothering you on the street and whatnot, they're the Venezuelans, and some of them will be like, I'm like, dude, you know that you have been asking me to buy your baby milk for like 2 years, right? Like you know who I am, like I haven't made my
Oh,
way off your
now
list yet. Like,
a lot of them got smart. So what they did now is just like, why waste my time in Venezuela or DR when I could go to Spain? And I know Spain has the Latin visa for the or yeah, green card or whatever they call it over there. And I think it's the grandfather thing. Like if you're Venezuelan and you stay there for 5 years, you could get like the apply for like the permanent card, and then you could apply for citizenship a few years later. But it's for all of Latin America, even Puerto Rico. I barely found that out. And anybody in Latin America can go to pretty much to Spain, and you stay a certain amount of time, and you could apply for it. So what they did was that they got smart. They're like, well, I'm not going to waste my time in DR or Brazil because there's a lot of them in Brazil. I met a Venezuelan girl here the other day at the bus stop and the bus station. I'm sorry, and so they got smart. They're staying over there in Spain, which makes sense. Stay there for 5 years, and you have something going on for you versus staying in Colombia or Panama for 5, 10 years. And you don't got shit. Now at least if you could get like the Spanish citizenship, you have a really good passport and you have opportunities. And I think a lot of them got smart because a lot of the Venezuelan girls that I personally knew, they all went over there. They all got married. They all settled down. And so, like, good for them and shit, you know. But a lot of the ones that are smart, they went to Europe and shit. Fool. So I
yeah,
think I love going to Central with my chick. If she needs clothes, she knows how to haggle and she knows all the underground hole in the wall promo spots. Most people never seen that in the mall. It's crazy. It's like a maze. Yeah, Central is like fucking crazy. For like, I was helping my boy because he has like a clothing business, and so I went over there and I bought him like showed him like where to get clothes and stuff like that. But Central has everything that you need, even though most of it is bootleg. Yeah.
yeah. Bro, I'll tell you. So look, I'll just keep it 100% real with you guys. So how these girls are here. So I just got a message on my phone since we've been on this stream, right? And someone messaged me, local, and they're telling me to be careful about what I'm posting right now on the socials. That girls in the park are like collaborating, trying to make me look like a fucking idiot. Like try to send girls to try to talk to me and see if I'll fall in the trap, and they could blow up my spot on social media. Like that. That's
Nah,
the
keep a
that
small circle, you'll be all right, bro.
Oh
You
no,
have
no,
a
I'm fine. I'm gonna be okay because I don't engage in it at all. Like, just some of these, man, people don't realize that some of the chicks here, man, that are especially that are in that life, like, they're not. I mean, some are great, but some of them are just not good people, bro. Like, you know,
I tell people all the time, for like those girls, bro, as sweet as they are, as beautiful as they are, a lot of them are just as bad as the bandidos they date. They're bandidas and shit. Because I
yeah,
look at the way and I see like the stuff they do. Like I told people how I took an L this time in Brazil. I knew this girl for like 4 years, and she's like, "Oh, I want to go to Rio." Cool. I paid for her flight. It was like 500, and she never showed up, and she blocked me. And like I tell people, man, I that's the last time I ever fucking fly a Colombian girl out ever in my life. Like if a Colombian girl wants to come where I'm at, I'll tell you what, you pay for your flight and I'll give you the money when you land because I'm not doing that shit no more. But yeah, but it was a girl I knew for a few years, and I was like, yeah, one of my friends there was like, yeah, that's how they think, they don't care and shit. Like they don't realize that it's just like your money that you just lost, and like But it's just the mindset that some people have there in those barrios. Like they don't give a damn. It's all about surviving for the next day. They're on survival mode. A lot of these girls, they're like thinking about the plata, and that's the most important thing. I find like Dominican women are gold diggers as well, but Dominican women are more smarter. Like they open businesses and buy cars, and like they try to get their family out of the barrios. But Colombian women ain't like that. There's girls that are working the park for years that made good money, and they're still working. They're still living in the barrio. Like, what are you doing living
Yeah.
in the barrio still? Like, why are you like moved up or like lived in at least moved to Berlin or something like got an apartment? Like, you're making decent money. You got Simps sending you money, but their attitude is like, let me go get my tits done, my lips, my face, my ass. Let me go spend money on pedicures, the saloon,
Yeah, but
lingerie.
the
Yeah,
jealousy and the jealousy and envy with them is what really gets them. Because if you're someone that was like hanging out and partying like I was at one point here, and like you're gone, but then they see you kind of pouring all your money and resources and taking care of someone here, and it's not them, right? Like it's like A, this person's not hanging out here anymore, and then B, they're with someone else and giving everything to them and doing good for, like, it's just a lot of jealousy and envy and hate, bro. Like, especially like, so my girl, right, is amazing, but she comes from like from like not anything, right? Like I not to talk bad about it at all, but like she's come from very like humble beginnings and is living like a good life now, right? But like she has kind of earned her way to that, and people like will see that and they're just jealous and envy and they want to fucking tear it down, bro. Like they want to just for whatever reason. But see, I mean, that's also typically why I say, look, I started posting content, like calling some things out here, and then immediately people are fucking like trying to like fucking orchestrate a way to like, man, like he's talking about this, that, and the other. Let's find a way to have people message him and see if we can catch him. Like, I mean, it's fucking crazy, bro. It's stupid, but it is. This is the reality of kind of what happens in that part of this world in this city, man.
yeah, you gotta be careful, man. People get run out sometimes. Look at what happened to Worst West. I mean, Worst West is a perfect example of how he was just like, oh, I got a good wife, and like, y'all guys are losers and all this shit. And then like a year later, it's like my wife is trying to kill me. We're not. He didn't say that directly, but he's like he was just saying he was getting threatened from the girl's family, and then it's just like I think she went as far as going to the embassy to get him like not allow them to like let him leave and shit like. But there's always two sides to the story, so who knows what happened, what he did to his wife. But he ended up leaving Colombia after 2.5 years or something like that. And he never came back. He's in Poland right now. But man, dude, like it happens, bro. You gotta be careful, like who you with. You gotta understand the girl's family because like she might not have a father figure, but whoever's like in her life as a man might be the father figure.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
my girl's family loves me, bro. They like I mean I don't want to like it's not like I mean that to the if you see kind of what goes on here and the way the locals are to foreign to this that and the other, like my girl's family is very good with me. Like my mother-in-law, like I was gonna have like hire like a maid basically to like do the cooking and cleaning and stuff around here, and not to make it sound like a negative, like, but like instead of like hiring someone else to do it, like I gave that work to my mother-in-law, which she like really appreciates it and likes it. Like, A, you know what I mean? She's getting paid pretty well, and B, she's doing it like in her daughter's house, right? Her brother and I are good. Like her family and I are good. Like they all, um, uh, I believe, right? At least you always got to watch out, but they're all very good to me. I open my house to all of them, so like they're very welcome, and that's what's helped me be around here, whether it's been Mexico or here too. Like I mean, look, I look like a fucking poster fucking white boy from the United States, blonde hair, blue eyes, and shit like that. But I do know how to like move like when I'm in these other places. That's why I've been able to do how I am, and how I interact with people and how I treat them. Like I treat people well and stuff. That's why even when I'm making the videos right now, people get pissed off. It's like, man, like I live on a street with all the locals, man. Like all of my neighbors like me, right? My kid plays with all their kids, hang out. Like I do what I can and watch out for the kids here. And when their parents are have them out running around the street, like I integrate into the city very well. Like I open my house to my my wife's family, and she knows if there's anything that's ever going on. Like one of her uncles has come and stayed here for a few days. Like I move in a way and treat people in a way that you know any like normal person like is not going to really have an issue with me. It's going to be someone that is jealous or envious or is just a fucking criminal in general, whatever the case may be. Because I don't treat people poorly, man. I don't.
Yeah, me neither, man. But it doesn't mean like I mean personally, like when it comes to Colombia, like I treat people cool and shit, but I'm kind of like a little bit aggressive now with some of the people. It's like I don't tolerate bullshit anymore. I really don't, man. I just
No, I don't either, man. I had a moment the other day. I ended up putting up something on TikTok because I just got pissed about. When I hear people are like, "Oh, you're fucking too broke to live in the United States, so you got to be there and you got to date poor girls and you're fucking ugly and that's why you have to be this." Like, it gets to a point where I just had enough. One day I was like, fuck all you guys, man. Like, you motherfuckers. Like, I'll tell you how it really is. Like, and
no, but
even
those
that.
guys are haters. Those guys are haters. Like I've posted girls like I meet like in Brazil and many countries though. And like I'll
Yeah,
have guys leave comments on my Facebook. I haven't posted in my Facebook in damn years, but like they'll be like, "Oh, she's a prostitute. Oh, you must be a dope boy." I'm like, damn. But it's like when you look at the guys' wives, it's always guys that are married to woolly mammoths and girls that are just like not attractive. Like,
yeah.
I'm not trying to
Well,
be mean, but I was looking at the girls and I'm just like, I was like, I guess I would be mad too if I was married to something like that. You're married to a woolly mammoth that probably gives you sex maybe once a month and not even that. And it's just so yeah, you get a lot of hate from the Americans, man. Like when I've done videos or pictures of me dancing with girls, I used to post stuff like that on Facebook, but not anymore. Like I said, I haven't posted like in 3 years, any girl or something like that. But yeah, when I did, there's like, oh, you must be a dope boy. You're always around good looking women. Oh, she's a prostitute. Oh, she's this. Like, but it's like I think the mindset in America is because these dudes, as a veteran that I serve with, like a lot of them are just like not used to having attractive women in their lives ever, and
Yeah.
so they feel like, oh, he's not right. He has three girls from Brazil on top of him kissing them. Like that has to be a pro. And I'm like, dude, it's not like that. It's regular girls that I met at a club that I approached. I bought them a shot of tequila and I started dancing with them. What's so hard to like fathom that? It's not difficult, but they don't think like that. That's why I say I'm pretty sure as a traveler, you're already seen like the hate, and it's always going to come from people that just like I said, they're married to a woolly mammoth. It's cool,
Yeah.
man.
When I moved, look, when I moved to Cancun, like I was in the midst of divorce, so I was fucking a wreck. I was emotionally unavailable, whatever. I was like, yo, when I get to Cancun, I'm gonna be fucking every chick's spring fling. Every fucking weekend, there's a new roster, blah blah blah. Like it's about to go down, right? So fucking, I get there, right? I hooked up with a couple girls when I first got there, but they were living there. First girl I hooked up was actually Ukrainian, like people that were actually living there, right? So I started to go out. I shit you not. The first weekend there, I'm in Senor Frogs, and it's a group of girls. They're American girls, right? And I tell them that I live there, right? Thinking like, yo, this is gonna be it right here, right? When I tell them I live here, it's on now, right? So I tell them I live there. They look at me. They're like, "Are you a drug dealer in the cartel?" I was like, "What the fuck?" Like,
Yeah,
no.
yeah, yeah.
Right? And then I was like, "No, why?" And they're like, "Do you traffic humans?" That was the next thing, and I was like, "Man, these bitches are weird, right? Whatever." It's like, fuck them. I shit you not. The very next group of women that I approached and I told them that I lived there, they asked me the same exact two things. Are
Yeah,
you
yeah,
in?
man. It's a lot of
No,
hate. It's a lot of hate that from the Americans. The biggest hate that I've got is from the guys from that I grew up with, or guys that I served with in the military. Like, I'm telling them, they'll leave like the stupid ass little comments. I don't even fire back because I don't give a damn. Like I said, I seen their wives. I'm like, I already know
Yeah,
this dude. Like his wife's like ugly. Like you, man, dude. Like you see some of their wives, and I'm just like, hmm. I mean, that's
yeah,
where the hate comes from because secretly they're married to a girl they're not physically attracted to, and
yeah.
then B, they're probably getting sex maybe once a week and maybe not even that. And now they're stuck in a lifestyle that they really don't want. But what options do they have? I'm like, I mean, it is what it is. Like I tell them, like, get your passport and go somewhere else. Like it doesn't have to be Colombia; it could be anywhere else. But I mean, they settle for something that they're not happy with, and like at the end of the day, they want to be angry at the world for it. It's just like, bro, like you go to a restaurant, you don't like the food there, just go to a fucking another restaurant. And so it's the same
Exactly.
thing with a girl. You don't like the girl you're with, man, just move on, get something until you like. But in
Yeah,
America, it's really hard
the
to get an attractive
stereotyping
women though
is
for some of these dudes, man.
the stereotype in living in Mexico is wild, though. I'll tell you, I lived in Cancun for a year. I did not hook up with one chick from the United States, not one. They
The
all.
girls that I hooked up with there were always Canadian, but I'll tell you what,
I
Canadian
did.
women
I
are
hooked up with
fucking
a couple
crazy,
Canadian.
bro. Canadian women, it doesn't matter what age they are. It doesn't matter if she's 20 or 45. All the Canadian women that I met that live in that zone, whether it's Cancun, Playa, or Tulum, are like loose in the head, bro. Like they have like some mental issues. Every single girl that I met from Canada, not on vacation, but that lives there.
Yeah.
Shit. I always got
Yeah.
to know them personally, and I was like, man, this girl's fucking crazy, man. Like,
Yeah, there's some wild ones. The first chick that I ever hooked up with in Cancun was a Ukrainian girl. She was blonde with blue eye, bro. She was so fine, so hot, man. I was like, man, I just got here and this is where I'm at. Like, fuck, this is amazing. And she was just a fucking train wreck, bro. So it was wild. So I mean, but the Eastern European girls were smoke shows. That's where I started really dating a lot more of women from Latin America. That was ultimately like the draw coming into Medellin as well, right? Just getting more into it because Cancun was a hotbed for all the different countries that were kind of converging. But the American girls, man, all of them. You know what? A group. Obviously, a few of them said what they said to me out loud. So like, just knowing that I was living there was like a huge red flag, and they just stated they like it never went anywhere. And it also got to the point where I was like, man, fuck these chicks. I don't even want to hang around them anyway. These other ones are a much better time than these fucking U.S. girls that are coming here getting fucking white girl wasted, acting fucking crazy stupid.
yeah, I seen them act stupid. I seen them act stupid even in Brazil. Like one of them got a guy thrown out and shit at a hotel. I was like, damn, they're just. I'm not even gonna talk about the story, but like she just got white girl wasted and just started crying, and I was like, oh my god, bro. And like the guys that were like next to her started white knighting her. Yeah, so that's why I don't even mess with American women overseas. I'm just like, man, why would I? I'm actually like in the city where it's my first time in this city where I'm at, and there's no foreigners here. I don't know if you know Passport Polly. I don't really like take his advice, but he's like, you should go to Villa Vela. They're crazy for Americans. I'm like, you know what? I've been all over Brazil, the north and the south. I was like, let me try Villa Vela and shit. Let me go over here and like, I barely got here today, so I'm gonna be going out for like the next 2 weeks here and see what's up. But I like to explore different areas. Like I go to places where I know no gringo's ever gone to. Like I don't know anybody that's ever been to Villa Vela or Manaus or even Belo Horizonte. Like they usually go to Sao Paulo, Rio, and occasionally they might go to uh, where's that place in the north? They go to Pipa and shit. But yeah, it's just like I said, I like exploring. I like visiting people. I like meeting people. I met some great people doing this shit, traveling and stuff like that. But like I said, the dating scene is getting complicated, guys. It doesn't matter where you're at. I think the social media has ruined dating in many places. You could get like 10 girls' numbers here in Rio. You might get lucky. One girl might go out with you guys. So don't take it personal, man. Even in Colombia, it's getting difficult.
Yeah, and you got to watch how you post on social media too. When you meet these chicks, one of the first things they're going to do is go look at your Instagram.
I didn't tell you. Big deal. So I made my Facebook private like 3 fucking years ago, but I don't know what the fuck Facebook did that they made it unprivate. And so Facebook, I have like hood rat shit that I posted like when I used to like be younger and like stuff like that. And especially when I was in Colombia, I don't have that shit on my TikTok or Instagram at all. But a girl that I added that I met on a language exchange app from Bogota, good looking girl. Like she stopped texting me after a while. I was like, what's going on? She told me, oh, I saw your Facebook. And I was just like, what do you mean you saw my Facebook? My shit is private. Like, no, I saw you doing a body shot off this girl. I'm like, oh my fucking God. So Facebook for some reason changed the settings and made my shit on private. So it was a few girls, Colombian girls, that saw my shit. And I actually changed it now where I actually took even if you have my number, my Facebook won't come out as a suggestion, because a lot of people don't know that. Like if you have your number attached to your Facebook or Instagram, it would come out as a suggestion. And so I didn't know that. So I took that shit out and I made it private now again. But damn, dude, like it was just like I lost like 2 girls because of that. And it was just like they looked at my shit. They're like, nah, I'm good. And never talked to me again, man. So you gotta, like you say, you gotta be careful what you post, man.
Yeah, you have to, because they're going to look for it, man. They're gonna go look for it.
Oh man, bro, I can tell you I lost like 2 good-looking girls. Thank you for the super chat for $5. Man, this shit's fucking hilarious. But yeah, it just I was a wild boy when I first got to Medellin, like the first 3 years. But like after like I think 23, I kind of just did like settle down and just did like I said, dive bars and that's it. I don't do no more crazy shit. But yeah, man, you gotta be careful what you post. And like those girls definitely be sneaky, man. They'll be like sending you ads and like looking at what you do, man. They're very like. And I tell guys vice versa, be careful. Like always look at the girl's Instagram and check her out. Like I see guys like mess with girls that when you look at their IGs, they've been to like Dubai, Barcelona, Paris. I was like, guys, like have you seen that she's been to a couple of countries and she's from the barrio?
That's everyone's chick.
She's been getting clapped, bro. Don't take it personal. Just enjoy the dinner, bro. Like I'm not saying don't fly a girl out, have your fun. But don't like I saw one YouTuber. I want to mention his name, Ramy Travels. He crashed out like a year ago. He made like a post on his IG. I spent like $2,000 on this girl, and he posted the girl's IG on that shit. And I'm like, all right. So I clicked on it. Barcelona, Paris, Dubai, London, blah blah, like a bunch of countries, man, on her stories. And I'm like, bro, like you should already know as a veteran of Medellin, like you make YouTube channel, like you have a 500,000 subs, like you know what this kind of girl does. Like she's probably selling box or whatever, or giving box when she's going to these countries. What do you expect? But he crashed out. He's like, I wanted to be with her. I wanted to have a relationship with her. I'm like, dude, like, what you're looking at? She's been to Dubai. What do you think she was doing in Dubai, dude? Like,
Yeah, he caught them feelings, and when guys catch them feelings, all of a sudden everything that they know, fucking, they seem to forget and have
yeah, but
amnesia.
he's a Colombian veteran. He's been there for 5 years. So I would think, like, bro, you should know this. If you see a girl from the barrio that's been in Europe, you know she was getting her cheeks clapped. Why
Yeah,
would you
but
think that's
you know,
wife
you know how
material?
it goes. It's easy to start lying to yourself when you want to believe it, man. Like, nah. And that's the thing. That's the thing that
And she
guys don't
wasn't
even
even
want to
good
talk
looking
about.
too. Like, if she was bad, I would be like, all right, fuck it. But I saw her and I was like, nah, I'm good, bro. I don't know what that guy was thinking, but yeah, he makes good money. So I mean, I wouldn't be
They don't
tripping
want
off
to talk about, when these girls go to Dubai. I'm sure you have heard about it. The shit that goes down in Dubai, like they're having like freak offs and shit, like Diddy
Yeah,
type.
yeah, I've heard that. I heard they're getting pissed on a bunch of shit, man.
Yeah, so man, when the second she got shit going, and then she's been in Dubai, especially if she been there twice, like bro, might as well mark that one off the list, bro.
Yeah, I know one of the girls that worked at this dude's restaurant bar I was telling you about. She was the bartender there, and shit. She got married to a gringo, live in Miami, but like she's been to like Dubai like a couple of times, and you see her stories. Like she doesn't hide it, and like he married her, and I'm like, bro, but like she's like almost half naked on her Instagram and lingerie. Like, how can you look at this girl and think she's like wife material? But whatever, he still married her, and like, good luck with that, man. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, guys do it, man. Like they got all the information, bro, and then fucking, bro. That's the thing we talk about when guys get jammed up here. Well, it won't happen to me, or she's different for me. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Hey, you got guys. Hey, you got guys marrying pros too. They think they could save them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my god, just a lot bunch. I'm in these Facebook groups, man. I see guys write all the time, like, "Oh, my pro from Sasur, she's married. Which one of y'all married her? She has her own car now." I'm like, "Hey, dude, like, hey, some dudes are just desperate in the States, man." And I mean, whatever, dog. I'm not saying pros don't deserve love, but I'm not buying no fucking prostitute, no fucking car, and I'm not taking her to the States, bro. I'm good, man.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. These guys are paying when they're gone. They're paying when they're here, and they're paying when they're gone. Right? Shit. So I mean, look, I was guilty of, at least I was in like a 6-month relationship with mine. I'm fucking trying to fly her into the United States and shit, but you know what I mean? But even then, it's caught up like fucking I should have fucking had the I should have got the point when the first trip to the mall was $752 that I was like, yo, we need to put an end to this right now, right?
Oh no, a girl tried to do that to me like a few years ago in Dominican Republic, because we're gonna go to a club in DR Santo Domingo called Mixer Lounge or Mixer Pool, some shit like that. And like she was, I'll get a bikini. I was, all right, that's cool, man, whatever. But she got like 4 or 5 bikinis, and I remember I was like, man, this is gonna be more than like $30. And I forgot how much it came out to, like 300 or something like that. But I went on my debit card and I froze it. And so like when I tried to swipe, it wasn't going through. And I told the girl, I was like, oh, you know what? I barely got here to DR, and I forgot to put like that I want to be abroad. This is for security reasons, because last time they took money out of my account here in DR. And she's like, oh, okay. So I was able to play it off, but like I never talked to her again. Like I was like, maybe I'll get you next time. But I was like, nah, I'm not fucking paying no $300 in bikinis. But I was able to like, put a pause on my debit card. So I was able to play it off. She got mad. I left. I was like, I'm good. I didn't take an L that day. But yeah, dude, there's the girls that will take advantage of you, man. Fuck that.
I wish I would have watched like content like this before I traveled to like to Medellin and stuff like, because I came in like just like a fucking a blind rookie, bro, like not knowing the game at all, and fucking walked into a few early on, but
Yeah, but you learn from mistakes to become like
yeah,
wise.
took the L's and learn.
Yeah, some guys don't learn though, believe it or not. I've seen guys like, man, I know like one friend that he got into with a pro, and he's like, he took his prostitute girlfriend to Scotland to go meet his family. And you can tell she's a pro though by looking at her, like plastic lips, plastic titties, like her body looks nasty, man. Like, and he took her to go meet his mom for Christmas, and like I actually ran into him at a bar in Panama by accident. I hadn't talked to him in a minute, and he just happened to walk in the same bar I was at, and he's like, almost crying. He's like, "Man, I really like this girl. I took her son to soccer practice, and as soon as we broke up, she went back to Mexico to sell cat." I'm like, "Well, bro, I mean, like, don't take it personal. They're just the way they are. Those women, they don't give a damn what you do for their family. Like,
Yeah, I
yeah,
mean, even these chicks here, I'll tell you, like, before I met my girl, I went and took a Colombian girl on a few dates. So she was a Colombian girl living in Mexico City. Okay, Colombian girl living in Mexico City. Right, I'm looking through her stuff. She driving a Benz. She has this little like clothing line, right? Which fucking
mm,
they'll obviously have whatever. So and when she's here trying to present herself as like this business lady, she kind of got it going on. She's ambitious, whatever. She goes to leave, right? And she's like, "Yo, something is wrong with my plane ticket. Blah blah blah. Can you buy me a plane ticket back to Mexico City when I get back and I sort out my bank? I'll buy it for you." I'm like, "What the fuck?" By this time, at least I knew the game. So I was not falling. This chick just came, had me all convinced. So she's driving her Benz, she living in a nice apartment in Mexico City, this, that, and the other. And then she goes to leave and she needs me to buy her return flight. Nah, fuck that. Right. So it's, yeah, man, these chicks they can be just wild, bro. So,
oh man, there's gonna be a lot of guys that when they open Venezuela, but they're about to get played over there too. The women are even more desperate over there, man. Super desperate. I think a
oh
lot
yeah,
of
they're probably already in fucking, fucking take a gringo for a ride university right now. They're all getting ready, man. You know.
yeah, man, you got some beautiful Venezuelan girls. You can meet some decent ones, man. I think you have a better chance of meeting a decent Venezuelan outside of Caracas, but it just depends though how, like I said, like how you move. Like I met some nice ones there, but man, for like you gotta be careful, man. Like I just
Yeah.
some guys just
I think
move.
Venezuelans are the most beautiful,
Yeah, yeah.
out of anywhere in Latin America. I think Venezuela as a whole has the most beautiful women.
Mm. Yeah, yeah, for sure, man.
So, but I
Uh,
would have to. I still got to go to Buenos Aires because I will say when my boy told me to come move to Buenos Aires with them, he was like, do this, bro. Go on Tinder right now. I was in the United States, and he's like, put yourself here in Buenos Aires, and then start looking at how it is here. And damn, man, I had at the time I hadn't even been to Medellin. I had not been to South America, and I was just like, bro, every fucking chick here is so fucking fine. It's not even funny. Like, holy shit, bro, what is going on there? So
I
I
find the
know.
most attractive women in Argentina are not in Buenos Aires. When I was in Mexico and Playa, I found the girls that were like the most beautiful from Argentina are always from Cordoba. They're either from Cordoba or they're from Rosario and shit.
Yeah, I don't know enough, man. I just put myself in Buenos Aires and it was like, dude, I just swiped right like fucking 30 times in a row. It feels like, oh my gosh, man. Like, holy shit.
It
So,
depends. So, nah, nah. There's some good looking Argentinian women. I was in Buenos Aires. I didn't see nothing fancy, but I know like my personal experience, like the best looking Argentinian women that I always have seen, they're always from not Buenos Aires, they're from Cordoba. I said
yeah,
Cordoba. I said, dude.
no, I don't doubt it. I don't know. I don't have enough experience there. So just for me, like, I like a hot blonde too. So like Argentina still had like
Yeah,
the
yeah, but I'm saying like the blonde ones usually come from Cordoba. That's where like the white ones are at with the blonde hair, blue eyes. And so you got
yeah,
some in Buenos Aires too, but Cordoba has like the majority of them from what I've seen. Like I said, there's so many Argentinians in Cancun, Playa, and Tulum working, and so when you see them, yeah, and so, man. Yeah, but I'm gonna end this live already. I gotta go out tonight, but I appreciate you coming on here. Do you have any like final thoughts, like what's gonna happen in Medellin? Like you're like what you predicting in the next like few years with all this shit going on with immigration? Do you think it's gonna stop, or maybe there's
No,
just gonna be?
I think the city is kind of changing rapidly. I mean, the elections are obviously going to have some kind of impact, right? Because whoever is leading has some say over the direction. But I think Medellin specifically wants the tourism. They want to continue to build this economy, and there's opportunity. My take is that they're going to try to make this more attractive. I believe they want to make it like a Dubai, right? They want to attract people, but they want to bring in people
Investors, yeah,
that see
investors, yeah,
assets in the community,
yeah, yeah.
right? And the only way to do that is you got to kind of shit, like, look, in Dubai, you get caught with fucking cocaine, bro. They're putting your ass in prison for like fucking 20 years and shit. You just have like a half a gram on you, right? Obviously, we know Colombia ain't taking it that far, right? That shit ain't happening. But they have to get rid of kind of the stigma and image that it has right now, and able to be able to do that. So where it's going to be, where it's going to land, is going to really be based off of kind of how they move, right? Well, the Cartagena is about to have this red light district, right? If they pull it off, right, this could become a spot where, Medellin ends up having a red light district, and they do it right, and they kind of clean up that side of the city, and then they still be able to bring it over the entrepreneurs, and they kind of can win in both fronts. But that's going to take the right people in the right places with a good plan to execute. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah. I think you're absolutely right. I think they're going towards that direction where they want business people, people that are going to make the city grow. They kind of just like don't want these type of people. But there's also a lot of jealousy behind it as well. But
Yeah,
we'll see. Man. Like I said, I think Venezuela will get rid of those people off of Medellin. Like they open up and like they open a red light district in Caracas. I think even half the people who used to go to Medellin and Cartagena will go over there because it's like untouched territory. But
Yeah, the
like I
other thing
said,
is, you look, Venezuela is a very wealthy country, man. If they can get their shit together,
you know,
and their citizens as a whole can just start to be able to benefit from the wealth in that country, right? Like, you know what I mean? That they start to kind of be able to live, economically, like, or it looks a lot different than Colombia, right? So how they would behave and interact with the tourists would be differently, man. So there's a lot of different variables at play right now that are going to kind of like dictate and determine kind of where things are in the next 3 to 5 years. So it's really kind of hard to put your finger on it. You could say, hey, like, this is the direction I think that they want to go, right? Are they able to accomplish it is the question.
yeah, I agree 100%. I don't know. We'll see. I think, like I said, it's either going to be good for Medellin in the long term or it's going to be shitty for them because people might just like back away. But I think this is something that we'll see. Like I feel like in the next 2 or 3 years, depending on what Venezuela does. If, like I said, Venezuela opens up, uh, people start going over there. YouTubers start talking about how great it is. It's an oasis, and people start flocking over there. I don't know. It could be Colombians' downfall. I don't know, man. Like I said, I've seen cities collapse before, so I mean, I know. I mean, Medellin's gonna be fucking hitting. They're gonna be sucking ass if it kicks them right back in the ass. Like if this shit, like especially the black communities. Like I know a lot of them are pissed off and they're kind of like don't want nothing to do with Medellin. A lot of guys. So I think if they continue on this path, even if they do change the image of the city, I think a lot of dudes are gonna just be like alienated by what's going on with immigration. Like I said, like taking pictures of people for having condoms and shit, well, just too much to me. It's just like, man, bro, and then going through my cell phone, like, man, I'd rather just them fucking send me back. Like, nah, just send me back. I'm good. And shit, I'm not
Yeah,
gonna let nobody go through my cell phone.
yeah, I wouldn't be having people just fucking make a fool out of me like that.
Yeah, but all right, man. Thanks for hopping on, man, and salute to everybody that's on the chat and have a good night, guys.
All right, good night, guys.
All right, bro.
See you.